prescription in each eye, so I don't have to keep left and right contacts
That is nice.
straight.
That is nice.
Oh yeah.
I'm well past that now.
Yeah.
250 and 175. I would know if I had them wrong.
Okay. No, I've been going to them for a long time.
Dr. Ritchie I've got over at Chippewa Valley. She was one of my students.
Oh, no kidding. I did, they advertised with us.
Okay.
And we got her in the commercial.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's fun.
She's a sweetheart. Yeah, I was giving her crap because they put me in a room and I was sitting like, it's 15 minutes already, you know? And she came in and said, listen, I deserve more perks than that. She started loving. I go, listen, I should be a VIP. She goes, oh, you know you are smart. You know?
That's funny. Yeah.
Good evening from Carson Park in Eau Claire. Zaleski Sports presents Wisconsin Valley Conference football. In a matchup tonight between the Marshfield Tigers, 0-3 overall, 0-1 in the conference, and the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abes, also 0-3 overall, 0-1 in WVC play. Hello again, everybody. I'm Bob Bradovich, joined up in the broadcast booth by Dave Sparger. Cade Marshall is our producer, videographer, and Spargs. You look at this matchup, Eau Claire Memorial, since that first half when they played over at Hudson, have had some bumps in the road. We'll get into that a little bit more, but right now, our national anthem played by the Eau Claire Memorial Pep Band. Fine rendition of our national anthem by the Memorial Pep Band. Spargs, the first time we've had a chance to hear one of our two pep bands here in town. Always good. Always adds to that atmosphere.
Yeah, it sure does. That's what's so great about getting back into school. Those kids have something to do on a Friday night and come on up here and play for us.
To pick up what we were talking about before the anthem, Old Abes, 0-3. They had that really good first half in game one at Hudson. Then it kind of fell, they fell off then in the second half, and Hudson won going away in that one, 56-20. And then the next week, the game we did here against Chippewa Falls, Chi High just had its offense in high gear, won 66-7. Last week at Stevens Point, it was 40-6. Memorial coming out on the short end. All that being said, talking to the Memorial coaches before the game, they were feeling pretty good. And I think some of that is like, hey, you're playing another team that's had some bumps in the road. So even though Memorial's going to be out without Tay Ferguson, one of their top offensive threats, the Abes feeling pretty good going into this one.
Yeah, the advantage is they did lose, like you said, Tay Ferguson, who obviously has tons of records now in the record book for Memorial football. But they did get Julius Clark back this week, and they've been kind of being careful with him, knowing that this game was coming up, and they kind of shot for this one. And sure enough, he's healthy and he's ready to go. So that'll be a big boost to their offense. But yeah, you talk about just the first three games, it just seems like Memorial has been just bitten by the injury bug. Like you talked about that first half, really good at Hudson, and then all of a sudden they lose Julius Clark. They lose him for the rest of the game. They lose him for the next two games. The next game against Chippewa, late in that game, they lose the starting quarterback. Aaron Gunlick goes down late. He doesn't play against Stevens Point. And now all of a sudden here we are for this game, and sure enough, no Tay Ferguson. So just big, important players for them, just injuries at the wrong time. But like you said, they're 0-3, but so is Marshfield. And if you can't get excited about an opportunity now to get your first win, both teams, right? They're both going to be excited to get their first win tonight, so this should be a good one.
Tigers lost their opener 7-6 to New Richmond, and that opened some eyes, especially when you look at New Richmond putting it on Chippewa Falls last week. Marshfield Tigers then lost 35-10 at Menominee, and then last week at home lost 39-7 to powerful Rice Lake. So they're also a team that at times, kind of like Memorial, has been in games and then just little things here and there. And sometimes it's just a missed block. Sometimes it's a missed tackle, and things kind of spiral. But as of now, it's 0-0 on the scoreboard. Everybody's excited. We are ready to play football. Keegan Frederick to boot it away for the Marshfield Tigers. And it's going to come down to near Brody Neff. He's going to let it go through the end zone, and the Memorial will start on offense. We'll take a look at the Old Abes up front. Kane Lyons, Jake Graham, Dylan Landy, Silas Bonner, Luke Johnson. Wide receivers, Brody Neff, Julius Clark, Bryce Hetke, Aaron Gunlock. The quarterback, Shamar Simmons, is the running back.
For the Old Abes, number 2 is Julius Clark. That's their playmaker. That's when you want to keep an eye on. And then in the backfield, Shamar Simmons, number 11.
Simmons has run the ball at times incredibly well. Handoff Simmons, cuts it back, gets some positive yardage before he's pushed back by the center of that Marshfield defense. We'll tell you more about that defense. Here are the starters up front: Dylan Hagan, Brock Garolfi, Jonathan Klump. Linebackers: Simon Daggett, Ethan Trulin, Ethan Richardson, Travis Weigel. Corners: Brooks Henson, Jackson Anderson. Safeties: Preston Hackett, Alex Pilsner.
There you go.
Simmons breaks into the clear. He's hauled down from behind, but it's a good gain for the Old Abes, all the way out to the 40 and a first down for Memorial. They're actually going to spot him down at the 43.
Well, there's that quick hitter you were talking about, Brado. He can hit the hole quick and get some yardage. That time the linebacker stepped up really nice. Meissner on the tackle with a good fill.
Dawson Meissner, a senior. Gunlock, short pass, knocked down and nearly picked. Ethan Richardson was undercutting that route.
Yeah, I think Gunlock might have saw him try to undercut that, maybe took a little off and just spiked it. Because you're right, that was a pick waiting to happen.
So 3rd and 7 for the Abes. Kind of a high snap. Penalty markers are down.
Looks like that'll be against Memorial. Oh, the center on an illegal snap, it looks like.
Sparks, we've talked about this and we've seen this. Memorial will get some positive plays. It looks like the drive is going well, and then incomplete pass or a short gain on first down, then an incomplete pass, and all of a sudden a penalty. Now you're looking at a 3rd and 12.
Yeah, you're right. This basically sums up their offense all season, and that's why they haven't been able to put up a lot of points lately.
Gunlock is going to step up.
Runs right into that defense.
And it's Travis Weigel who filled the hole. It just basically stayed in place. So Memorial gets 1 first down, but now they're going to have to punt it away.
And Marshfield does a real nice job defensively. They're just going to run a 4-3, so a 4-down line with 3 linebackers. And with the Old Abes set right now, they're running a cover 3, so they're going to walk up that strong safety. But again, they keep it very simple on defense, and they just execute.
Kellen Brown is the Memorial punter, standing at his own 25. Brooks Hinson is back inside his own 30. Hinson, one of the top point guards in boys basketball in central and western Wisconsin. Hinson's going to take that one, and he swallowed up right away Brody Neff and others. Marshfield will take over at its own 33-yard line. Let's take a look at that Marshfield Tigers offense up front. Left to right, Ethan Connect, Bob Shearer, Jonathan Klump, Grant Eller, Sam Granger. Chase Robinson is the quarterback. Running back, Hayden Carlson. When they go out of the double wing, the wings are Lucas Halen and Jacob Sadowska. Receivers will see some time: Cameron Kolstad, Graydon Rohde, and Brooks Hinson. They'll start out of the I formation here. And they'll run it straight up the middle with Graydon Rohde.
Yeah, good power run right there. They're going to run the ISO there, leave it that fullback. And again, Marshfield just kind of uses 2 formations. They're going to use the 2 backs, try to use 2 tight ends or a tight end and a wing and come right at you. And if they have to, they'll spread you out. They'll go with the 1 back, no tight ends, and twins both ways.
Gain of 6 for Rohde, 2nd and 4. Hinson split out wide to the right.
Fumble.
All on the ground, and the quarterback, Robinson, able to get on top of it. That exchange just did not look clean, but the quarterback was watching and had a good look at the ball, and he was able to react to it before anybody else really realized that it was loose.
Yeah, Robinson, I think, was trying to read that time, and as he pulled, he thought he was going to try to give it to him, and unfortunately that mesh point was just not there, and it fell to the turf.
3rd and 5, Tigers. Line of scrimmage, the Marshfield 38. They'll hand it up the middle.
Old Abe's on to stop. He's going to bring up 4th down. Be interesting to see what Marshfield wants to do here. I don't know, Brattle. That's a long 2 here on 4th down.
Josh Taylor, the ball carrier. And they are lined up as if to go for it. Taylor, 5'9", 220, and a sophomore.
A lot of confidence here for the Marshfield Tiger coaching staff. Saying, all right, we're 0-3, but we're going to go for it here.
4th and 2 Tigers. And
stoned
at the line of scrimmage is Taylor. They
second
pile
push
forward. It depends. Was there a
I think
whistle?
he got it. Well, this will depend where they put the ball. This is going to be close.
And
they're giving it to him.
First down. Yeah, it was that second push because Taylor was stopped behind the line of scrimmage. And Sparks, in the old days, if a runner's forward progress was stopped, then they'd blow the whistle. It seems that, in these last few years of football, they'll let that extra push
and that's exactly what got him the first down because Chumas blew that up right at the mesh point. But again, that helped from the backfield, helped push him across just enough.
1st and 10 Tigers from their own 43. They'll keep it on the ground. That one's strung out, but the running back able to slip the tackle there. That was Hayden Carlson.
Yeah, good run by Carlson there. He made a couple tackles, missed because Old Abes could have had him for no gain or even a loss of a couple there.
Marshfield quickly to the line. Robinson.
Quarterback draw right out of the... Oh, he might throw it. Here it is.
Now he throws
good
it.
read.
He's got a completed pass.
Good job by Robinson.
Sadowska on the receiving end.
Yeah, when he first took off, I thought for sure that was a quarterback draw, but all of a sudden he stayed behind the line of scrimmage and found a receiver.
I did too, and then he kind of flattened things out, and he was running right down just behind the line of scrimmage. Let that thing go. First down, Marshfield. Tigers on the Memorial 41. Getting to the edge is Robinson. Takes a pop on that far sideline by Ryan Schultz. You mentioned Gus Chumas earlier, and Chumas and Schultz have been the two guys on defense that have really stood out for Memorial this year.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. Those guys are just in the action all the time. Good guys coming and attacking. They take good angles to the football to get involved.
2nd and 10 now for the Tigers.
Yeah, this is where the Old Abes have to come up with a stop now. They've actually put the Marshfield behind the chains a little bit here.
Robinson this time under center.
Here comes that sweep.
On the near side, here comes Carlson. He's taken down just inside the 40-yard line.
And Ryan Schultz there for the initial contact.
Schultz, from where he plays, it's technically he's a safety. They call it the eagle position, but he kind of flies around, pun intended, and it just plays to his strengths.
Yeah, he does a great job of reading run or pass is what it is. He's going to come downhill if he reads run.
3rd and 8 Tigers.
Little fullback
Slip
trap.
it up the middle, trying to catch Memorial by surprise a little bit. I mean, you'd think, okay, they're going to throw something into the flat or try to go wide. Instead, they go right up the middle with Taylor. So that brings up a 4th and 7. Marshfield was able to convert on a 4th and short earlier on this drive. See what the Tigers have cooked up here.
Old Abes come with pressure. Well,
Robinson able to corral that. He's got a lot of running room. Robinson still going inside the 30, inside the 20.
Wow, just a broken play, and Robinson just breaks contain and does it himself.
So Robinson making something out of nothing. That could have been a disaster for Marshfield. Instead, he corralled the ball, and Abes had the heat on him, but he was just able to get outside, and he had all kinds of room in front of him.
Yeah, Chase Robinson, he's actually their leading rusher for Marshfield. He's got over 164 yards this year, and probably a lot of those come in those situations where he just kind of scrambles out of the pocket, makes something happen.
1st and 10 Tigers from the Old Abes 17. Robinson, ball on the ground again. He scoops it up and he's swallowed up by Kane Lyons and others.
You know, it's funny because you talked about in pregame about how little mistakes, right, that have cost both teams. And here again, we're seeing it. You know, Marshfield's moved the ball every week they've played, but it's down in the red zone. Down in the red zone, they'll kind of beat themselves. And here again, a mishandled snap. Well, the other one, Robinson just used his athleticism, but this time, the old Abes on a big sack here, -6 on that play.
2nd and 15. We're under 5 minutes to go in a fast-moving first quarter. Robinson will hand it off. Big hole for Graydon Rohde. Gets some of that lost yardage back, but it'll bring up a 3rd and 10. Schultz and Bryce Hetke get on the tackle.
Well, they're in field goal range. We saw Frederick in warm-ups, and he was pounding that ball. So for Marshfield, they're at least in field goal range, but the old Abes have got to come up with a stop here.
Yeah, we saw Frederick boot one in from 52 yards out in the warm-ups. Robinson looking left, up in the air, and caught
Touchdown.
for the touchdown. Brooks Hinson.
There's a flag down. We're just waiting for a...
Waiting to see if it is offensive or defensive. And
yeah, defensive pass interference or a hold there, and it's going to be declined, and Marshfield's on the board.
On the play. Pass interference, defense. That penalty is declined as a result of the play. Touchdown.
Marshfield showing the swinging gait here for the extra point.
And they're going to go for 2.
Old Abes haven't played well.
Robinson to the back of
Did he
the
make the
end
catch?
zone. Caught. 2-point conversion is good.
Good pass right there to find his receiver right on the sideline.
So with 4 minutes, 11 seconds to go, Marshfield 8, Eau Claire Memorial 0. You are watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
Be ready for your season with Play It Again Sports of Eau Claire. Play It Again Sports is just down the road, south of the 5393 intersection in Eau Claire. Just tell them you saw this commercial on Zaleski Sports and get $5 off any $50 order and $10 when you spend $100. Play It Again Sports, buy, sell, trade, and be ready for your season.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap.
Marshfield, a touchdown drive to lead 8-0. Ben Strayer on the return for the Old Abes. Makes a couple guys miss, and then he is hauled down by Beckett McFarland. Shout out to Play It Again Sports, sponsor of our pregame show. Buy, trade in, or trade up. Get ready for your season at Play It Again Sports on Hamilton Avenue in Eau Claire. 1st and 10, Abes from their own 21. Gunlock loading up, throwing far sideline, caught.
Boy, that's a
Bryce
good
Hetke
ball.
on the reception.
Yeah, Hetke right on the sidelines. Great pass right there by Gunlock.
And you figure with Ferguson out, Hetke then, moves into be like that number 2 receiver position. So expect him to get some more touches than what he's had in previous weeks. Simmons takes the pitch. Shamar Simmons across the 40.
Good pick up there. Good 5 yards, like you said. Well, we might have a flag on the play, though.
Preliminary indication holding on Memorial.
Holding on the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the call. will repeat first down.
Be a part of a Marshfield tradition at Maple Fall Fest. Don't miss the 32nd annual Maple Fall Fest, Saturday and Sunday, September 14th and 15th at Wildwood Park and Zoo in Marshfield. Learn more at Marshfield or visit marshfield.com and then follow them on Facebook. Abes looking at a 1st and 20 now, following that holding penalty. Double handoff, and the Abes will carry it out just short of the 35-yard line. Brody Neff on the carry.
Yeah, Neff's first carry of the night. Like I said, a little different look there for the old Abes.
Gain of 7, 2nd and 13. Gunlock looking, rolling, throwing, caught. Brody Neff across the 45, taken down right at the midfield stripe.
Well, that's a great throw right there by Gunlock because that got him in stride. And once he caught it, he was able to keep moving and make those moves for the first down.
And off Simmons, and he's dropped behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 5.
Yeah, great penetration there by the Marshfield inside. Little stunt, got right back in there, dropped him for a 4-yard loss.
Shamar Simmons, the ball carrier, tackle the play by number 44, Tristan Merchant. Second out.
Gunlock on the slant to Brody Neff.
Yeah, they came back to that again. The last one that was so successful. This one was just a little lower. Neff, great job going down to get it.
3rd and 2, Memorial. To the far side, caught by Bryce Hetke, and first down, Memorial.
Well, you mentioned that you thought Hetke at least get a few more shots, and he sure has here in the first quarter.
Line of scrimmage, the Tigers 38. Shamar Simmons around left end. Penalty marker comes flying in from the back.
Well, it's probably going to be another hold call. It's going to be tough to run the football for the old Abes. If they can get the hold penalty, you might have to just go air it out. Yeah, another hold against Memorial.
Holding on the offense. 10 yards to the previous spot. Will repeat first down.
Herrick and Hart Law Office has been on the side of the injured since 1951. You can find them at eauclairlaw.com. So that'll move the Abes back. And again, they're looking at a 1st and 20 for the second time on this drive. Two minutes, 21 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Pressure coming on Gunlock, throws near side, in and out of the hands of Julius Clark. It wouldn't have been much of a gain anyway, as the defensive back was closing in quickly on that side. Easton Ledden was closing in and got the hit on Julius Clark.
Yeah, Julius not happy because he knew he should have probably had that one. Like I said, not much, but he at least would have picked up 5.
2nd and 19 for the Abes. Gunlock.
Good
Clark. Julius Clark with the catch along the sideline. Well covered that time by Brooks Hinson, but Clark made the catch.
Yeah, Gunlock laid it right out where he needed to and let Clark run to it right there by the sideline. Just had enough separation to pick up the first down.
Clark and Hinson, AAU basketball teammates. Of course, they're opponents during the boys' basketball season. Gunlock.
Oh, great
to
catch.
Hetke.
Great hands from Hetke there. Now that's the first down.
So twice on this drive, the old Abes have overcome the goal Memorial.
A good balanced attack here on offense, mixing in those runs, finding those receivers open in the secondary. The old Abes putting together a good drive.
Gus Chumas will check into the game, and we'll put him in an H-back type spot.
Little inverted wishbone here.
1st and goal from the 7. Shamar Simmons.
Oh, just running over.
A tackler and into the end zone for the Eau Claire Memorial touchdown.
Shamar Simmons laying the shoulder, laying the wood to that D-back. Just ran him over and in for 6. Old Abes will go for 2.
That makes it 8-6. That's got the home fans excited, as well as the Abes players on the sideline. They're back to that jumbo formation again. Simmons trying to get it outside, and he's taken down short of the goal line. So, with 1:45 to go in the first quarter, it's Marshfield 8, Eau Claire Memorial 6. You're watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
I'm out.
Eau Claire Memorial with a touchdown drive to answer Marshfield's touchdown drive. 8-6 Tigers. The Old Abes will kick it off with Kellen Brown. It's a low kick.
They go out of bounds, unfortunately.
Go out of bounds. So Marshfield will start its drive with decent field position. But Sparks, again, let's go back to that Memorial drive twice. Holding penalties on first downs to set up 1st and 20s, but they overcame it, and I thought they did a really nice job of throwing underneath. They threw some slants. They got some nice catches by Neff, by Clark, by Hetke. Gunlock is delivering some nice balls, and the line is giving them time to throw.
Yeah, absolutely. That was just a great answer to that Marshfield drive. And like you said, several times they had holding penalties to push them back, but they overcame it. So, again, just a nice job of execution, like you said, in that pass game, finding the open receiver and then mixing in, Shamar Simmons on those good run plays. So, just a good job of overcoming mistakes and making it 8-6. They're back in this.
So now the Abes will kick it off from their own 35, and we'll see if Kellen Brown decides to boot it deep or if he's just going to try to squib it down the middle. Tigers with Carlson trying to get wide. Hayden Carlson tripped up and taken down short of the 40-yard line.
Carlson with the return. Tackle on the play by number 1, Brody Neff.
Brody Neff credited with the tackle. And a nice crowd here on an absolutely beautiful night in Eau Claire. September 13th, we got a temperature of 76 degrees. The newest Old Abe Hall of Fame class will be introduced at halftime. Braden Rohde over left tackle. So Sparks, do you get to go on the field as a parent of one of the inductees, or do you hang out here?
No, fortunately, I do not have to go on the field.
Yeah.
I am fortunate that my son will be inducted this year, so get to be the proud dad in the stands tonight.
And you and I pregame were over at the picnic out there in the parking lot area of Carson Park. It's just great to see all those. They're now young men and young women who are being inducted.
Yes, they certainly are.
Some great athletes from back in the day, and just good to see everybody.
Good defense there from the Old Abes. And there's that contain on the edge. When the Old Abes are able to contain this on the edge, they can make some plays here. It'll be 3rd and long, and there's a flag down. We'll see if, hopefully that's not against the Old Abes here.
Braden Rohde had absolutely nowhere to go, but wait on a preliminary indication here. As it is, Rohde dropped for a loss of 3.
Yeah, I'm trying to pick up that number on the edge there. Did such a great job. It might have been 44, Ludwikowski. I'm trying to get a number over there.
Personal foul, face mask on
Boy.
defense. 15 yards from the end of the run as a result of the penalty, first down.
Well, the Old Abes make a great play, and then they get attacked on by that 15-yard face mask penalty.
Well, you look at the 2 holding penalties, the face mask penalty, the illegal procedure penalty on the kick. The penalty yards are starting to add up for Memorial.
That's a good point. You're right. Seems like all those big penalties are going against the Old Abes. They're not helping themselves.
So, with the penalty, Tigers have it in Old Abe's territory, 1st and 10 from the Memorial 47. Robinson back in the pistol formation here. He'll swing it out of the backfield.
That's going to be an incomplete
pass. Rohde was the intended receiver. It's one of those passes that was kind of just a horizontal type pass, but Rohde had at least a step in front of his quarterback. Otherwise,
you're right.
Lateral, and
it could
it
have
could
been
be
a live ball. But I'll tell you what, Rohde had room out there. If he gets that ball in stride and going, he's got a blocker ahead of him. He had a lot of turf to work with. So, fortunately for the Old Abes, that pass falls incomplete.
2 receivers either side for the Tigers. Carlson, the lone running back. Robinson throws, intercepted. Intercepted by the Old Abes.
Ryan Schultz.
Ryan Schultz again.
Having a game. Yeah, he came out of that safety. He was playing that 2-deep safety. He read the eyes of the quarterback. He'd see Robinson turn to his left, was trying to hit that deep slant or deep post, and he simply undercut it with a great interception there for the Old Abes.
Memorial football from its own 38. Clark wide right, Hetke slot right, Neff wide left. We'll keep it on the ground. Shamar Simmons. Nice jump cut at the line.
He could.
Simmons still on his feet. Down the sideline and knocked out of bounds. They will rule him out at the 43.
You're right. Good call there, Bradley. You saw him step out of bounds right here in front of us. But how about him? How about making 2 guys in the backfield miss, showing that strength on the sideline? Big-time momentum right now with the Old Abes.
Abes football on the Tigers 43. Simmons across the 40. Boy, he has just
I know where you're going with this.
Times today has dropped the shoulder and taken his would-be tackler for a 3-4 yard ride.
Yeah, he has been punishing tonight, and that's just going to make those guys on Marshfield think twice about coming up to hit him. Because he's getting to that second level now. 3rd and short here now for the Old Abes. That's the end of the quarter.
Entertaining first quarter from Carson Park. Memorial driving but trailing 8-6. We'll step aside for just a bit. Back with second quarter action. You're watching high school football on Zaleski Sports. We are back at Carson Park, getting set to start the second quarter of action. Eau Claire Memorial moving the football, looking at a 3rd and 3 from the Marshfield 36, trailing the Tigers 8-6. Some movement up front.
Did they draw Marshfield off? They tried to go a hard count right there on 3rd and 3, and I think they did. They did. They got Marshfield to jump. That's going to be a free first down for the old Abes.
So Memorial now has a 1st and 10 from the Marshfield 31. Gunlock.
He's got room to run, too. Oh, threw it away.
Yeah, I think if he had that one back, Sparks, he would have just tucked it and run it. He had Hetke breaking free, but by the time that the quarterback Gunlet released the ball, Marshfield was able to get some defenders over in that direction. I guess the good news for Gunlock, he threw it where nobody was going to get it.
Yeah, right.
Try to thread one in there and risk an interception.
Yeah, he had broken contained, so that's why I was thinking maybe he'd just tuck and run.
Second down handoff, Shamar Simmons.
Positive play, pick up about 4.
He'll take it down to the 26-yard line. 3rd and manageable now for the Abes. And you would imagine 4-down territory. 3rd and 5 Memorial from the Marshfield 26. Gunlock's got time, loads up, throws deep. Julius Clark!
Oh, what a catch.
For the touchdown!
He just threw it up and let Clark go out battle and out jump the D-back right there. And Julius Clark showing off his athleticism.
Aaron Gunlock to Julius Clark. Memorial touchdown, and the Abes have the lead.
And again, give Aaron Gunlock credit for putting it where he had to. He made that a jump ball and let him just go up, and Julius Clark out battles him for it for the touchdown.
Well thrown ball, he threw it to the outside, and Clark won that battle. Abes will go for 2 with a 12-8 lead. Gunlock. He's got room to run. He is into the end zone.
Bootleg keeper right there. Good job by Gunlock.
Aaron Gunlock, the 2-point conversion run, and Eau Claire Memorial has gained a 14-8 lead over Marshfield. We'll step aside for just a bit. You are watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Be part of a Marshfield tradition at Maple Fall Fest, September 14th and 15th. Start each morning with a potato or buttermilk pancake breakfast and shop over 125 handmade arts and craft vendors. Also, make sure to check out the Kids Zone, yummy food court with maple specialties, beer garden, and a comedic grilling show with TV's Mad Dog and Merrill. Don't miss the 32nd Annual Fall Fest, Saturday and Sunday, September 14th and 15th at Wildwood Park and Zoo in Marshfield. Learn more at visitmarshfield.com and follow us on Facebook.
Kellen Brown to kick it away for the Old Abes, who now lead Marshfield 14-8. Early second quarter, 11 minutes, 27 seconds remaining before halftime. Brown, the boot. Taken back there by the Tigers. Good coverage by the Old Abes. Hayden Carlson on the return for Marshfield. Sparks, we're seeing some things out of the Memorial offense that maybe we haven't seen in the first 3 weeks of the year.
Well, just more efficient, especially with that pass game. He's getting back, setting his feet, and letting it go. He's anticipating the break from his receivers. And that's what you've got to do when you're running those deep outs and those slants, is you've got to make sure that ball is gone as they're coming out of the break. Don't hold it, and he's done a much better job of that tonight.
Marshfield will operate out of the I formation from their own 26. Robinson hands it off. And now we get the big push from the two lines. I don't know, winds up in a really nice gain on first down for the Tigers.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Tigers go back to just purely the run game. They're going to try to run this football and be a little less, I guess, aggressive in the pass game and just try to line up with, that 22 package, 2 backs, 2 tight ends, or that pro set, or that pro look, which is what they just had.
Josh Taylor took that last carry for 6 yards. 2nd and 4.
And there's your I-Pro right with a little fullback trap inside.
Taylor again. He'll get it out to the 35.
Leave it with 3rd and 1.
Yeah, 3rd and a long 1, we'll call it. Third down, Tigers.
They had Endress there on the tackle.
They'll stay in that I formation. Almost looked like the quarterback, Robinson, kind of juggled that snap.
Yeah, I couldn't tell from up. You're right, he must have, because that was designed, I think, just to be like a power off tackle on the left side. He just took it himself. So you're right. If he mishandled that, he's just going to tuck and go.
Yeah,
and
that's exactly what he did. His line got a good push, so he just followed his blocking, took it out to the 38-yard line. First down, Marshfield. Now they'll operate out of the pistol. 2 receivers to the near side. High snap. Interesting exchange there, but
still able to pick
running
up
back
3 or 4.
Able to just keep the legs churning and got something out of nothing there.
Yeah, that did not look good with that snap being high. It kind of threw things off. But again, Brody did a nice job of getting up some yardage. Picked up 3.
Mason Lauscher in on the tackle for the Old Abes. Second and 7 now for the Tigers. They'll flip Rhodey back in the backfield. To the right of Robinson, the quarterback. Quick out, near side, incomplete. Wanted to get it to Sadowska. That goes incomplete. 3rd down now.
Ben Strayer out there on the coverage. Marshfield kind of went play action there to try to get that quick out to pick up some yardage, but did not connect on the pass, so it'll leave it 3rd and 6 here.
Key 3rd down coming up for both teams. Marshfield looking to answer that last Memorial score. Robinson rolling, pressure coming. Chase throws.
Did he miss it? Oh, almost a pick right there by Hetke.
Intercepted. Hetke back there on coverage, and he had some help on the back end.
And we got a flag right where the quarterback was at, and I think this is going to be a late hit. And I'm thinking it's Ryan Schultz, number 8, as that's who the coach on the sideline was talking to. But that's going to be unfortunate because that would have brought up a 4th down.
Personal foul, roughing the passer on the defense. 15 yards.
Well, tack on 15 more yards to that Memorial penalty yardage total.
Yeah, and this is a costly one. That would have been 4th down, and they would have had to punt. I'm sure about it. But good pressure by Josh Lorcher there. He came hard off that edge and had good pursuit, made him throw it away. But then, unfortunately, he got that late hit after he threw it by Ryan Schultz.
Penalty gives Marshfield a 1st down. 1st and 10, Tigers from the Old Abes 43. They'll operate this time out of the I. Receivers either side. It's Sadowska split out wide to the right. Handoff. Rhodey wrapped up and taken down. Luke Johnson, the initial penetration.
Yeah, that was good to see up front. You get off those blocks. Like you said, Luke Johnson, just a pickup of 1. And that's what the Old Apes have got to have more of up front. They've got those 4 guys up front, stem and move, get off blocks and get to the tackle quicker before it gets to that second level.
Right, and by keeping Marshfield bottled up on first down, it means that the Tigers now will have to run out of that pistol formation. Robinson will hand it off. A lot of running room right up the middle for Hayden Carlson. And he is close to first down yardage.
Yeah, a little different look there from the old Abes defensively. They only went with 3 down linemen and 3 linebackers as they walked off a couple of ends right there. And unfortunately, that was just a 6-man box, and that run really hurt them. They gashed him for a first down.
Good job by Marshfield breaking tendencies there. They line up in that formation. I think you're thinking pass, and they'll slip it to the running back, Carlson, and he just followed some good blocking up the middle. 1st and 10 Tigers from the old Abes 33. Robinson with time. Now the pocket collapses. Robinson gets outside, trying to cut it back. He goes inside the 30.
Yeah, good job by Robinson. When that pocket broke down, he got out of there, got upfield, picked up 5, when really it could have been nothing or even worse, a sack. So good job by him.
Ryan Schultz on the tackle. 2nd and 5 now for the Tigers. We are under 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. Sadowska split to the left. Henson to the right. Handoff up the middle. Rhodey pushes down to the 21-yard line.
Yeah, good job by the Marshfield offensive line right there, creating that seam, staying on the old Abes. He got up there for about 7 on that one, another first down.
Rhodey, not a huge guy, listed as 5'10", 175, but boy, he's got the quick feet. And it hits the hole hard.
Yeah, he did that little jump cut like you're saying, quick feet, jump cut in the hole, got uphill.
1st and 10 Tigers from the old Abes 21. They'll keep it on the ground. Rhodey spun down right around the 16-yard line.
Well, this is kind of what I was expecting out of Marshfield, to be honest, from the get-go. It was a lot of run and really not much throwing, but they've actually thrown the football a lot more than I thought they would. And I think they've finally decided that, enough of the throwing, let's just get back to the ground game.
Second and 5 now for the Tigers. They'll split Henson out to the left. Sadowska to the right. Robinson throwing deep, and it's intercepted by Brody Neff.
And as I say that they should stay with the run game, sure enough, they throw it up, and not a good throw as Neff undercut that one easily.
Yeah, needed to get more air under that one. Neff was right there, adjusted to the ball in the air. And it's Memorial football. The question
he tried to get.
Where are they going to spot it? So
he knew that he wanted to get down in the end zone, so he took a knee. He thought he was in the end zone, but they're going to spot him down at the 1.
So it's kind of a good news, bad news situation for the Abes.
Well, just one good play, and they'll be out of trouble here, but they just got to make sure they get some positive yardage here on first down. But, hey, the second interception now this half for the old Abes.
So they will start from their own 1. And they're going to go with that jumbo package, it looks like. No, actually not. They're going to just give it to Simmons. He slips.
Slipped in the backfield for the safety.
And it's a safety. Well, I think in these last 2 plays you see the good, the bad. And,
you give that little toss, you're thinking, all right, we'll just give him a little toss, get him upfield. But unfortunately, as he planted the cut, the foot went out, and he went down with nobody tackling him, unfortunately, there. But, in the grand scheme of things, if you only give up 2 points and you saved yourself from maybe 6 or 8, I guess, you might be all right.
Now, this is where the Abes defense is going to have to come up big, and you throw the special teams in there as well. Because now you need a good punt or kick, and you need to cover that punt or kick. And then your defense needs to bow up a little bit and try to keep this right where it is. Remember, Memorial got the football to start the game, so Marshfield will get it to start the third quarter. So, what the Tigers are hoping to do is double up and get a score before half and then get the ball to start the third quarter and get some more points on the board and kind of take control of the game. Abes still lead it by 14-10.
But you said it, though. I mean, that's a great call right there. They're going to have to kick it from the 20. Marshfield should get really good field position, and then they're just looking to pound it out and try to end the half with a score, and like you said, get it to start the next half. So it'll, special teams has got to contain this return. Defense cannot give up 7.
Bruce Orthodontics provides comprehensive orthodontic care for patients of all ages. They are now accepting new patients at their Marshfield office and accept most insurances. At Bruce Orthodontics, they are changing lives one smile at a time. Call their Marshfield office to set up a free consultation today. Mancino's Grinders and Pizza, locally owned and operated. They've been a family tradition for the last 27 years. For the best hot sandwich in town, grab a grinder at Mancino's. Conveniently located just off of Business Highway 53 and Claremont Avenue in Eau Claire. And whether it is water skiing, baseball, or golf, Shepke Chiropractic has got your back. For all your sports-related injuries this summer, you can rely on Shepke Chiropractic to get you back in the game. Visit us online at shepkechiropractic.com. So after that timeout, Memorial will have to kick it from their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to do the traditional kickoff here, but you said it before, Bob, about would maybe he squib it, and I'm with you on this one. I think he's got to kick this one on the ground, and maybe they can get a couple of good bounces to slow this return.
Yeah, and it's open right down the middle between the hashes, so we'll see what he does. D-men for Marshfield standing at their own 35. Kellen Brown will
just a line
send it
drive
right down the middle. Right return set up for the Tigers. They get a block and a good return. Hayden Carlson.
Yeah, all the way to the 32, 31-yard line.
So, as we said, you need the kick, you need the coverage, now you need a defensive stop.
Yeah, they didn't get the special teams they wanted, but you're right. Now the defense has got to come up and prevent, the touchdown. They can give up 3 and still have the lead here at half, but you got to come up defensively. And I go back to Marshfield. I'm a little baffled by how much they're throwing the football. They've had a lot of success running it. They've been getting 4 or 5 a crack, and every time they want to throw the football, it seems to be a negative play.
And they've got some guys on the perimeter who can make plays, and Sadowska and Hinson. Robinson looks like he's got a good arm. It's just that a couple of the passes, it just didn't quite have the air under it like he wanted to. Handoff wide. Carlson gets to the edge. Carlson to the 20, all the way down to the 15.
Well, remember those fullback traps they ran before? That's exactly the play to favor that one. You run that fullback trap a couple times, then you just show it, and now you run that sweep, which is your complementary play to that. Good call, good time for that run.
First down, Tigers from the Abes 15. We are under 5 minutes to go, second quarter. This has been an entertaining football game. These two teams, each looking for their first win of the season. Thrown to the far side, slipping a tackle. Brooks Hinson, he is into the end zone for a Marshfield touchdown.
Yeah, missed tackle there by the D-back. Did a great job closing on that one. Just a 3-yard hook, but he shook off that D-back, and he went all the way in for the score.
We've seen enough of Hinson on the basketball court. He's a pretty sturdy guy, and he's got really good feet, quick on the basketball court. Heck of a player, and he showed some toughness on that one. Just bounced his way out of a tackle.
Yeah, I think that was Brody Neff on the coverage. Did a good job closing in on it. Just did not bring him down.
Keegan Frederick with the extra point in Marshfield. Takes a 17-14 lead over Memorial with 4:40 left.
He actually missed that extra point, Bretto.
He did.
Yeah.
Well, see, there again is assuming. You know what that does.
We won't say it.
No, we won't say it at all. We'll keep it here for the time being. Tell you a little bit about some more of our sponsors, including Bruce Orthodontics They provide comprehensive orthodontic care for patients of all ages, and they are now accepting new patients at their Marshfield office, and they accept most insurances. At Bruce Orthodontics, they are changing lives one smile at a time. Call their Marshfield office to set up a free consultation today. Culligan Water specializes in all of your water softener, drinking water, and water filtration systems. You can count on Culligan to keep your water pure and healthy with unparalleled service and convenient delivery options. (16-14) is your score.
Well, the Abes will at least have plenty of time on the clock here to answer before halftime.
Frederick boots it away. It's going to be a return for the Abes. Strayer has it. Was going to take it straight up the middle, then decided to bounce it outside, and Marshfield closed, and they bring him down just across the 15-yard line.
Well, we talked about Frederick's leg, and right there's where it pays off. He kicks that high and deep. The Old Abes catching that about the 1 or 2 yard line, and the way that ball hangs up, it allows that Marshfield special team to get the coverage. So the Old Abes are pinned deep here, going to start at their own 16.
Abes have had some nice drives in this game, and they're doing a good job of mixing the run and pass and getting some passes out to the flat, getting some slants to pop.
Yeah, their pass game, you're right, the pass game has looked very sharp, and again, they've mixed in Shamar Simmons for some big runs. So, like I said, they've got plenty of time. They've got all 3 timeouts here to try to score before half.
From their own 16. Handoff Simmons. Cuts it up. Taken down right about the 19-yard line. Gives Simmons a gain of 3.
Tackle the play, number 39, Travis Weigel. Brings up second down for the Old Abes.
Gunlock on the roll. Throws it near side. He's got Hetke. But Hetke had to come all the way back for that football, and then he got wrapped up instantly, and that's going to actually lose a yard.
Yeah, well, credit to Hetke, though, to come back and get that. If he just anchors there and waits for it, that could be a pick 6. So Hetke did a great job of going to get the football. You know, yeah, he might have lost a yard or 2, but at least it was not picked off.
Good point there, Sparks. 3rd and 8 now for Memorial. Hetke goes in the slot right.
Oh, we got a sack. That's a
He
fumble.
throws, the ball is loose. Who's got it?
A lot of white around it. Marshfield's got it.
Marshfield football. The first time today they were able to get to Gunlock. He got popped.
Yeah, that came
See him shaking his throwing arm.
Yeah, I think he'll be right, but that just came from the blind side. You know, that came from his left, and being a left-handed thrower, he never saw that guy closing in on him. And just as he was about to throw the football, he got hit and lost it.
So now Marshfield, chance to extend what is currently a 2-point lead.
Yeah, quite the turn of events here late in this quarter.
Simon Daggett credited with the recovery. 1st and goal, Tigers from the Abes 6. Deep back is Rhodey. Taylor the fullback. Taylor will get the carry.
Not much, maybe 2.
Number 46, Josh Taylor, the ball carrier. Number 50, Gus Chumas, and number 55, Luke Johnson.
Chumas, Johnson on the tackle. Again, I just marvel at Chumas. It's just how active he is up front.
Oh, and that's such a tough position. You play nose guard over the center. You've got guys coming from your left side, right side, double teams, triple teams on you, and he just keeps coming.
2nd and 5. Tigers keep it on the ground and taking it into the end zone. Graydon Rhodey for the touchdown from 5 yards out. Marshfield now leads it 22-14.
Yeah, again, I've said Marshfield has had success running the football. You know, they ran that little spot pass to the outside, the broken tackle scores. But other than that, you know, really their run game has really started to carry them here in the second quarter.
So Frederick on for the extra point. He missed the last one. Had plenty of leg, he just pushed it. The kick is up, and it is good. 2:42 remaining. Marshfield now leading Memorial 23-14. We'll step aside. You are watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
Yeah, and you think about all the different techniques he's got to have in his repertoire, right? All the arrows in his quiver, and he's got all of them here today.
I mean, medium well. Do you want it rare? Special orders, pickles, no pickles, ketchup, no ketchup.
You know, what we're seeing here, Paul, the spatula control is unreal.
Yeah, it's one of those deals where he's got absolutely no beef. He's just focused on doing his job. Yeah, I mean, without these cooks, everyone would just truly be fried.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in.
Memorial now trailing 23-14. Abes early in this quarter led 14-8. Kick from Frederick goes through the end zone. So Memorial will start this drive at its own 20. At Sparks, this is one of those where you got time on the clock, but you really need to move the chains. Your defense has been on the field a lot, especially in the last 5-6 minutes. And with Marshfield getting the football to start the third quarter, you want to keep this margin, at the very least, keep it right where it is.
Yeah, here's, again, a challenge for Memorial to move the football.
Shamar Simmons trying to hurdle or a tackle. Tripped up. Goes down at the 20-yard line.
It'll be interesting here now if the Oldies aren't able to pick up something here that Marshfield might use a timeout if it's a run.
Penetration that time to the front of that Marshfield line. Simmons again. And again, no gain.
Yeah, 3rd and long. A little surprised Marshfield didn't use a timeout right there. Well, as fast as Memorial wants to play, they don't need to, I guess.
Deep ball down the sideline.
Did Hedke come up with it?
Oh, Bryce Hedke.
Wow, the old Abes are winning those one-on-one deep balls. What a great play by Hedke to get back in there. Oh, we got a flag behind the play. Boy, if I'm going to take a wild guess, is it going to be against Memorial again? Oh, big one against Marshfield for a change. Move it up 15 from the catch.
Nice job, Hedke, coming back on that ball. And you touched on it earlier, Sparks. He did that before on a play that wound up losing yards, but he went back for the ball rather than wait and risk a pick. So the Abes have it now on the Tigers' 39 with 2:01 left before the half. Gunlock stepping up and dropped. Brock Karolfi, the nose tackle, won a battle along the line of scrimmage and then came in unabated on the quarterback.
Yeah, Gunlock tried to step up there to make a throw, and he was right there for the big sack.
Neff wide right. Hedke slot left. Clark wide left. They throw. Julius Clark has it. Bumped out of bounds by Brooks Hinson.
Looks like Marshfield's doing two safeties, so they're trying to play deep on those, and everybody else is locked on man underneath, so they're getting help over the top. But we'll see if the Old Abes try to go deep here again.
3rd and 7. Gunlock down the sideline and incomplete.
Yeah, try to get Hedke, who was the inside receiver, on a deep out there.
He was there.
You're right, just a little wide on the throw.
So that'll bring up a 4th down. Abes keeping the offense on the field. Incompletion stops the clock with the minute 27 left.
Fourth and 7's a big play here. I wonder if the Old Abes will burn a timeout here to talk about this one.
The way it looks, and now Tom Westcott is coming on the field,
Yeah, there's a discussion. What are they? I don't think it's 4th down, is it? I don't remember there being 3 plays, but.
Well, the marker has it 4th down. The scoreboard has it 4th down.
All right, maybe that was the discussion, just to make sure. Yeah, 4th down, here we go.
Gunlock with time. It's tipped and incomplete.
Marshfield coming with the pressure up the middle, got the ball knocked down because I'll tell you what, it was man-to-man, and the old Abes had guys running free across the middle.
So now Marshfield takes over with the minute 23 remaining in the second and leading 23-14. It's going to sound like there's an echo up here, Sparks, but another key series for the old Abes defense.
Yeah, we've said enough of that here late in the second quarter, but that's just because, again, in about a 2.5-minute span, they gave up 2 touchdowns and a safety. So they've got to stiffen up here and close the door.
Tigers will operate out of the I formation. Robinson under center. He'll hand it off to Rhodey. Pushing forward out to the 35.
That's just a safe call right there for Marshfield. You know, being backed up around their 30, they're going to run the football and see what happens. If they can bust a big one, they'll call a timeout and keep going. If not, they're just going to try to burn this clock since they're up 9 here at half.
Under a minute to go now. Each team with 3 timeouts remaining. Thinking they may want to try one shot, maybe get Hinson isolated.
Yeah, that might come right here. But again, you can see how he's trying to burn that clock. He's waiting for that back judge to count him down.
Tigers will keep it on the ground. Positive yardage that time for Rhodey. He'll have the first down. They will stop the clock to move the chains. Line of scrimmage now the 44, 32 seconds left.
And the clock's running. The timeout is called.
So the Abes will take the timeout with only 29 seconds remaining. We'll keep it right here and tell you that Fleet Farm is here to help you gear up for hunting season. Shop their huge selection of scouting and concealment must-haves, safety essentials, and blaze orange gear. Shop the entire selection of hunting gear from all of the top brands today at Fleet Farm. Jesperson Group, Century 21, whether you are buying or selling, turn to the team at Jesperson Group C21 affiliated. The Jesperson Group has a pulse in the local real estate market and can help you with both existing homes and new builds. They can assist you through each step of the process. Search Century 21 Jesperson Group to see their current listings, then step confidently into the real estate world knowing you've got the Jesperson Group by your side. They make home buying and selling simple, not stressful. That is what you get with Jesperson Group C21 affiliated. 29 seconds remaining, second quarter. 1st and 10, Tigers from their own 44. Rhodey on the carry. Hit behind the line of scrimmage and then finished up. Zach Higdon making the stop. Abes will take another timeout. With just 22 seconds left. We'll keep it here. At Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, whether you are a professional athlete, weekend warrior, or simply have an aching joint, rest assured that you will receive unsurpassed care delivered with compassion and respect. When you need it most, visit the sports medical experts at Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. HS Fence specializes in chain link wood, vinyl, and ornamental fencing. They have been providing commercial and residential fencing to the people of Wisconsin for the past 18 years. Contact them today in Fall Creek or at hsfencewi.com.
Interesting that Coach Westcott has used these timeouts because really Marshfield could still run the clock out. But I'm wondering, going back to what you said earlier, Bob, but watch out for the deep ball. Little play action throw. Here
Keep
comes
it
that
on
sweep.
The ground. Trying to get to the near side is Hayden Carlson. He's taken down short of midfield, and we've got another timeout.
Josh Lorscher did a great job at defensive end there, keeping outside leverage and making him turn that back into the linebacker. So, again, a great job of maintaining, containing, keeping that play inside.
To cover your church, call the Dahlman Insurance Agency for a coverage analysis. Dahlman Insurance covers churches in Wisconsin with Hastings Insurance Company. Online at dahlmaninsurance.com. Dahlman Insurance, come for the rates, stay for the service. Well, 12 seconds to go, Spargs.
Yeah, and it's only third down, so it's not like Memorial's going to get the ball back. I think Marshfield's just going to try to run a run play, stay in bounds. If they can pop it, they'll be happy. But I think they're also pretty content on just running the football to get into the half.
Tigers offense coming back in the field. Old Abe's now out of timeouts. Marshfield still with 3. We've got Sadowska split out wide to the right, Hinson wide left. Robinson under center.
Here's that throw.
Deep ball, looking for Hinson.
Got him.
He's got it, and it's a Marshfield Tigers touchdown.
Wow, what a throw by Robinson. I guess there it was. They were just kind of waiting until, Memorial thought maybe like I thought, right? Just run it out, run the clock, and be happy, and there it was. There's that play action deep ball. Got behind him for a beautiful throw and catch.
I just had that feeling, Sparks. And, you get kind of close to midfield. And
yeah, I thought maybe, like you said, first down, second down, like those would be the kind of the opportunities. But they waited until third down. Memorial used all their timeouts up, and they came back and launched it deep.
Really nice ball thrown by the quarterback, Chase Robinson. The kick by Frederick is up, and it is good. We'll step aside for just a bit. You're watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
Yeah, I guess they could have.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Back at Carson Park. Frederick kicking it off. Abes will let that bounce into the end zone. So at the very least, the Abes will have 5 seconds to work with. We'll see what they do.
5 seconds, no timeouts. You'd think it'd be something pretty safe here. Last thing you want is like a pickoff to have a chance to do a pick six or anything.
Shamar Simmons will head onto the field along with the Abes offense. Dunlock will throw to the near sideline and just sail that thing out of bounds. And with that, zeros on the clock, and we have reached halftime. Your score, Marshfield Tigers 30, Eau Claire Memorial Old Abes 14. Sparks, the Abes have played some really good football for, I would say, first quarter and early stages of that second quarter, and then, the end zone interception that defensive back was going to take it out, get stopped on the one, safety on the next play. Marshfield touchdown, Abes pinned back deep again. Quarterback sacked, fumbles right around the 5-yard line. Touchdown Marshfield, and then when it looked like the Tigers were just going to be content to take it into halftime, they take a deep shot, and they get a touchdown out of it. So your score 30-14 at the break.
Yeah, 23 unanswered right there by the Tigers, and that was all within the last 5 minutes of the second quarter. So the Old A is up 14-8 with about 5 minutes left in the half, and all of a sudden everything went the Tigers' way, big plays, and now they're sitting up here 30-14 at half.
So that's your score, Marshfield Tigers, Memorial Old Abes. Old Abe Hall of Fame, Athletics Hall of Fame inductees about to be introduced. We'll tell you more about them when we return after this halftime break. Your score at halftime is Marshfield 30, Eau Claire Memorial 14. You are watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
Good evening, football fans. Jason Zaleski here, and welcome to halftime of your game. We'll have you back to the field in no time. First up, a couple things I want to talk to you all about. Our upcoming schedule. We've got a sit down with Mike Sins and Dan Hill of Menominee and Rice Lake football, and I'll tell you all about our football rankings and where you can see those rankings every week, well ahead of everybody else. But first up, our Zaleski Sports headlines magazines are out on newsstands now. This is our free weekly high school only full color magazine, and again, free for you to pick up around the area. First, our Medford edition here. This is Abbotsford Falcons on the cover. This edition is free to pick up at Colby Quick Trip, Abbey County Market, Stetsonville C-Store, Medford County Market, the Torpedo in Thorpe Super Value Grocery Store, and the Withy BP. Those are free to pick up, plus chock full of information on the inside about all your favorite schools and sports. And in the Marshfield area, magazine free to pick up at all 3 Weiler's locations in Marshfield: Pick and Save, Festival Foods, Blanker BP, Draxler's of Hewitt, Stratford Senex, Spencer A&W, and Russell's of Neilsville, and over in Greenwood at Quick Trip there. And again, just chock full of really great information. Again, all your favorite sports. All the kids are in here. Pictures, write-ups, the whole thing. And it's yours. It's free. That is our weekly Zaleski Sports headlines, high school sports only magazine. Mike Sins and Dan Hill around the corner on this halftime report. Shoot a Funeral Services in Stevens Point and Plover, here to help you with all your funeral needs with 2 convenient locations and a personal local touch. That's shootafuneral.com. Don't miss the 32nd annual Maple Fall Fest Saturday and Sunday, September 14th and 15th at Wildwood Park and Zoo in Marshfield. Next time you shop insurance, call Brad Krecklau or Ian Pierce, your full-service rural mutual agents in Marshfield. The Grey Dog Axe throwing in Marshfield is fun for all ages 8 and older. Bring the whole family. Book your awesome experience today. Visit greydogaxe.com. Jason Zaleski back here to keep this halftime show rolling for you. Had a chance to talk to Menominee Mustangs head football coach Mike Sins. Here with Menominee Mustangs head coach Mike Sins. Coach, before we get into this game tonight with Rice Lake, first it was an overtime thriller. You stop Hudson on a 2-point conversion. You get the overtime win on the road. 37-35. What's that like early in the season to get that kind of juice early on?
It was first off, it was an awesome atmosphere environment at Hudson. They have a beautiful facility. It was a packed house. They're always good. It doesn't matter what year it is. Adam does a great job over there. And it was a huge win for our program early in the year just because of how good Hudson is every year. And when you can knock off a team like that at their place, I think it kind of says something about the resiliency of our kids, because we were down in the 4th and came back and fought back. And, we're lucky enough, or I should say fortunate enough, to get the win in overtime. Just an awesome high school game. This is my 20th year coaching high school football, and it would have to be probably in the top 5 of games that I've been involved in. That's how good of a game it was.
You mentioned the high school there. I've called it for years the Taj Mahal of high schools in Wisconsin up there in Hudson. They've got that part figured out. All right, let's move to Rice Lake. We're back in conference tonight. Conference games always important, especially if you've got on the whiteboard conference championship as one of those goals. But before we get to the overall game, just tell us a little bit about your offense. And let's specifically remind everybody about your quarterback. And, it's a guy that gets his name called a lot. So tell us who you've got calling the signals coming up tonight.
yeah, the last 2 years, Brady Johnson's been our quarterback. He's done an unbelievable job. Last year, I think it was 14 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, leader of our offense, obviously, as a quarterback. This year, he's had an excellent start. I think he threw for over 300 in the first half against Marshfield in 5 touchdowns. So, again, he's just had a hot start to the year. He's put so much time in. It's good to see that all pay off because he's gone to so many camps and 7-on-7 tournaments and leagues with our kids. And it's good to see it pay off. And I know that he'd be the first guy to say the offensive line has played extremely well too. Obviously he's been able to throw some pretty good athletes on the perimeter, and that obviously helps out. But again, Brady knows he's the leader of our offense. We go as he goes. And it's been a great start to the year for him.
And after this, it'll be Rice Lake Warriors head football coach Dan Hill. ShedsDelivered.com is your one-stop shop for sheds, barns, cabins, garages, greenhouse, chicken coop, and hunting blinds. For more information, go to ShedsDelivered.com. Express Employment Professionals has relationships with all the local businesses and job openings. Call or stop in at Express Employment. Hiller's True Value is Central Wisconsin's Milwaukee Tool Destination Center. Get the tools you trust from the people you depend on. Hiller's True Value. BBD Sport Shop, your one-stop headquarters for everything outdoors. Shop Cadott and Abbotsford or online at BigBearDown.com. The Hearing House provides personalized hearing health care from 5 locations throughout central Wisconsin. Schedule an appointment at Wausau, Stevens Point, Colby, Neelsville, or Medford at the Hearing House. Coverage continues now with Rice Lake Warriors head football coach Dan Hill. Coach, a tremendous start to the season, 3-0 against 3 Division I football teams, DC Everest, Wisconsin Rapids, and Marshfield, averaging over 40 points a game, over 300 yards on the ground in those games. What's been the key to your success through these first 3 games of the season?
Execution, controlling the controllables, that's always been a big thing with us. And then there's some other things like last week. I know that Marshfield lost their quarterback the game before. That always disrupts anybody's system. Those stats sound better than I think they are, but it is what it is. I mean, we're just trying to get better every day. We know that we're in an uphill battle and we've got to keep swinging the bat at every good pitch. So fortunately we've been able to execute when we've needed, stay away from turnovers. And I would have said penalties until last week because neither team avoided penalties last week. That was I know we must have set a record for the number of penalties in a game that's most I've ever seen that I've had. So got a lot of work to do cleaning that stuff up.
Let's talk about some expectations coming into the year. I mentioned the 3-0 start. A lot of the media experts have prognosticated some big things for Warriors football this year. How do you keep the kids' heads in this thing? They've got access to all this stuff nowadays. How do you?
That's frustrating for me. Yeah. I mean, I tell them, number one, I never vote on that stuff. I've only been able to watch the teams that we're going to play. I don't know how anybody could. I'm not going to vote when there's all these teams I've never seen play. I don't know how you could vote on that. So what I tell them is that's last year. I mean, they're voting based on past success, and I would wager that 90% of them have not seen us play yet this year. So try to block it out, but you're right. These kids are growing up with those phones in their hands, and they manipulate them so fast. I mean, the social media impact is unbelievable. And the part that I see that is a good thing on one way, and then it's a bad in another, is these kids are talking to the kids on the other teams, and coaches be damned trying to, hey, guys, that was, I can't even imagine doing that when I was playing, but they do it for the most part. I think that it's a friendly exchange, but sometimes you got to try and throttle it down. And guys, you got to, whatever you say and do, our program's going to be judged by it. So you gotta be careful with what you're doing there.
Menominee in Rice Lake, our Zaleski Sports Game of the Week, and you can see why. 2 really powerful football teams here early. We are at halftime there. If you want to see that game, if you're not already watching it, the full slate of football games across the network available at ZaleskiSports.com. Just click the link from there, and it will automatically launch into your game. Let's talk about football rankings coming up right after this. You can count on Culligan Water to keep your water pure and healthy with unparalleled service and convenient delivery options. Do what we do. Visit CulliganH2O.com. For commercial roofing in central Wisconsin, get a free estimate at Seamless Commercial Roofing. Seamless Commercial Roofing, residential and commercial roofing today. At Bruce Orthodontics, they're changing lives one smile at a time. Get comprehensive orthodontic care for patients of all ages at Bruce Orthodontics. Bring your friends, meet new friends at Poor Choices in Marshfield. Why make a bad decision when you can make a poor choice? Hey gang, Jason Zaleski back with you. Our football rankings are available for all to see. You go to ZaleskiSports.com and you click on VIP. And let me just get this straight here for you right away. This is not an opinion poll. There are those that are out there. Opinions, everybody's got one, right? This is our rankings is based on the actual formula used by the WIAA to seed these teams come playoff time. So if you want a realistic look at how things are going to fall when the WIAA's supercomputer draws up the seeds, you go to ZaleskiSports.com and you click VIP. That's where to find the information. It's no opinions. These are mathematical formulas based on the same ones used by the WIAA. And folks, it is just math, and you cannot argue with math. So here we go. I'll give you the top three. You can find them all. Again, at ZaleskiSports.com, just click VIP. In Division 1, Muskego, Franklin, and Oconomowoc. Now, Franklin and Muskego, probably going to tangle up later this year. Franklin, the number 2 team, they are live right now on Zaleski Sports. In Division 2, Cedarburg, Homestead, and Slinger. In Division 2. In Division 3, Mount Horeb, Barneveld in the top spot, followed by Notre Dame and La Crosse Logan. Medford comes in at number 5 in that Division 3 ranking. In Division 4, Columbus, Prescott, and West Salem. Aquinas also in Division 4. Performance improvement factor has them in Division 4 this year. Mosney comes in at number 5 as I take a look down those rankings there just a bit. In Division 6, in Division 5, there's no doubt about it. Stratford, the best team in Division 5, might be. We won't know. So now I'll give you an opinion. Might be the best team in Division 4 also, but that won't. It's just an opinion, right? But the mathematical facts say that Stratford is the best team in Division 5, followed by St. Mary Springs and Kiel. Others, Stanley Boyd comes in at number 6 this week, and the Orioles have things all hooked up already this year. They'll have a showdown with Regis later on in the season, but Stanley Boyd going to be a tough team to beat in all of 2024. Amherst comes in at number 8. In Division 6, Luther, Cambridge, and Howard's Grove. Others, at Abbotsford, number 6. I mentioned Regis, number 7. Auburndale comes in at number 9 this week in these rankings. Again, a mathematical formula purely and solely based on the same one that the WIAA uses to slot these teams come playoff time. You find it ZaleskiSports.com. Just click VIP. In Division 7, Glenwood City, then Edgar, and then Cochrane Fountain City. As I look down the list in Division 7, I find Iola Scandinavia coming in at number 12. And Rosholt comes in at 25. So Edgar, number 2, and Rosholt, that may be your halftime game there. And that may tell you the distinct difference between the number 2 ranked team in Division 7 and then a lot of those that are not as high up that list as we look around at the football teams. We're going to talk about our schedule. We still have a lot of games coming up tomorrow on Saturday. So I'll fill you in on those right after this. Gross Buick of Marshfield is the home of the lifetime engine warranty on select vehicles. Contact Gross Buick of Marshfield. Felker Brothers of Marshfield congratulate student athletes all across central Wisconsin on your accomplishments both on and off the courts and fields. Best luck from Felker Brothers. Sports Scene in Marshfield has Green Bay Packers and other player jerseys. The Sports Scene up the stairs from World Buffet in Marshfield Mall. Bakerville Sports Bar is the perfect spot for birthday parties and family and class reunions. It's a great spot for groups of any size. Bakerville Sports Bar. Call Arts Body Shop on South Central Avenue in Marshfield for auto body and framework. Arts Body Shop on South Central Avenue in Marshfield. Welcome back to the halftime show, gang. Jason Zaleski here. We are getting close to second half action. So just hang on. I can't wait either. I need to get back to my game over Menominee. So I'm on the edge of my seat here too, waiting for this halftime show to end. Again, they do 15-minute halftime plus a 3-minute warm-up. So gives us plenty of time to fill you in on this kind of stuff, plus some time for you to use the restroom or maybe go out to the fridge and get something and get ready for the second half of your game. A lot of events left on Saturday. This is a big Saturday weekend of sports around the area. Volleyball galore, really. Pacelli and Auburndale. Nakusa and Columbus Catholic. Nakusa will then take on Pacelli. Columbus Catholic will then move to Auburndale. Nakusa and Auburndale tangle, and Columbus Catholic and Pacelli. That headlines our day over in Auburndale at the Invitational on Saturday. All that action begins at cartoons and cereal time, 8:30 a.m. So right after tonight's games, get to bed and then wake up. You can go out in your pajamas or your nightie or whatever you got on, your T-shirt and shorts, and turn on the TV. 8:30. Volleyball flies starting on Saturday morning at 8:30. And then a pair of soccer games for you. Triangular. It's Arcadia and Pacelli. And then it's Regis, McDonald Regis Co-op and Pacelli. Soccer is at 11 and 2:30 on Saturday. And you might see me looking down here a couple times. I'm just looking at my computer at ZaleskiSports.com. I don't just know all these things. I do the same thing you do. I head to ZaleskiSports.com and I click on the weekly schedule and I see them all. And we have got a pile of games coming up for you next week too. So let's do this. Let's wrap it up. Jason Zaleski here saying enjoy your second half action coming up next. Mutual of Wausau Insurance, protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualofwausau.com. Get fresh meats and cheeses every day at Smith Brothers Meats in Colby. Smith Brothers Meats, open Monday through Friday, 8 to 6, Saturdays, 8 to 4. Thanks to our game day sponsors, Browns Bar, Woodfield Inn and Suites, and Rem's Funeral Home. Be home every night and work for the hometown team at Sternweiss & Sons. Apply today at the Wren Road Ready Mix location, Sternweiss & Sons of Marshfield. First Choice Credit Union in Marshfield serves anyone who lives or works in Wood, Marathon, Clark, or Portage counties. Make First Choice Credit Union your first choice for loans.
ladies and gentlemen. To wrap up our Soundtrack of Sports halftime show, we're bringing you one of the most recognizable sports themes in television. It's the NFL Fox sports team. Let's give it up and cheer on Go Old Abes one last time. Thank you for joining us for a soundtrack of sports.
Paul, what we're looking for today first is that basic shopper, the one that's going to go for fruit that's in season right now, because those are the easy picks, the raspberry, the strawberry, the blueberry. But the experts, the one who are going to get the job done today and shine bright on a day like today, those are the ones shopping for the mangoes.
And when you think about vegetables at the grocery store, really there's a lot at stake, because at this point your next stop is the meat market. You don't want to be chicken when you go ahead and pick out your vegetables. You got to make sure you got the right pairing.
When you double clutch on your list, that's when things quickly spiral out of control. Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
A nice controlled turn, and here comes the pontoon. What a boat!
I don't know that you can have a better activity today than the pontoon through this event. I said this is a world-class event. That was a world-class trailering of that pontoon right there.
Now we've got the green arrow, so now you got a little bit of a U-turn! Oh my goodness!
You gotta be kidding me!
It's a broadcaster's dream, because we're literally in the middle of a crossing pattern.
Welcome back to Carson Park, getting set to start the third quarter of this Wisconsin Valley Conference matchup. And at the break, it's the Marshfield Tigers leading the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abes 30-14. Bob Radovich, Dave Sparger back with you. Spargs, you had a proud dad moment with your son Jake Sparger, I should say, one of many inductees into the Old Abe Athletic Hall of Fame. Well-deserved honor.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's just always nice to get recognized for a great career. And, fortunately, I was able to coach him all the way through his baseball career in high school, and it was a lot of fun, no doubt about it. And, again, just always a nice recognition.
Yeah, those memories, priceless.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just absolutely. And so good to see Jake and your other son Tyler, and then all these other guys that were recognized. Paul DeLakis, who was a 10-time WIAA champion in boys swimming. Never lost a race at state.
Yeah, there wasn't a swim or a stroke or a distance. It didn't matter. He just dominated in high school.
When he would swim, it was oftentimes not would he win, but by how much?
Absolutely. Or if a record would fall again. That was with him.
Good.
All of his own records. Could he break it again? Absolutely.
Had a great career at Ohio State. Alex Dahl, another one of that. Katie Bethke. Just the list goes on. And just so, congrats to all those folks. The official ceremony will be tomorrow late morning at the high school. So I know you, your family will be there. And just a great chance for everybody to reconnect. And really good to see a lot of those guys. Number of whom played hockey, stayed together. They stayed friends all through the year.
Like I said, it's just a great time again to reconnect. Fortunately, me being a teacher there for 33 years, I've known all those kids as they came through. So just to see them again and reconnect and see what they're up to now, it's just great. Be a lot of fun again tomorrow.
Let's talk about this game, Spargs. Marshfield got on the board on a Chase Robinson to Brooks Hinson 17-yard touchdown pass. They went for two, and Robinson hooked up with Hayden Carlson to make it 8-0 Tigers. 4:11 to go in the first. Old Abes responded with a nice touchdown drive of their own. Shamar Simmons took it over from 7 yards out. It was 8-6 Marshfield after one. After an interception by Ryan Schultz of the Old Abes late in the first quarter, Memorial turned that into points. Aaron Gunlock, 26-yard toss to Julius Clark for the touchdown. Gunlock ran it in the two-point conversion, 14-8 Memorial, 11:27 to go in the second. Then I think a big turning point in the game, Brody Neff of the Abes intercepted a pass in the end zone. He tried to bring it back out. He was taken down at the 1. Very next play, Memorial was stopped in the end zone, so it was a safety for Marshfield. Marshfield got the ball back, and then Robinson to Hinson from 15 yards out to make it 16-14. Then Aaron Gunlock, the quarterback, was sacked deep in his own territory. Marshfield recovered the fumble. Graydon Rohde ran it in from 5 yards out, 23-14 at that point. And then with just 5 seconds to go, Robinson connecting with Hinson on a 51-yard touchdown toss. PAT made it 30-14. Here's a line drive kick, and the Tigers will take it, trying to get wide. And doing just
He's got
that.
the edge, but we're going to have a penalty on the play.
Sideline, it's a foot race. Hayden Carlson's going to win it.
But
Lots
it's going to come back.
Celebrating on that far sideline, but check out the penalty marker right around the Marshfield 45-yard line.
Yeah, Marshfield likes to run that kickoff return to their sideline. They like to set up that wall so that it kind of blends in with the sideline. And by the time he got there, it took a little bit. And they're going to get somebody there on a hold, I do believe. Let's see what our call is. And that's exactly what it is. A hold there as by the time he got to the wall, they were holding one of the Old Abes, so that'll come back 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
So they take the touchdown off the board, and when they determine exactly where that penalty took place, they'll march it back 15 yards. As far as we said it a few times, Old Abe's defense, this is one of those times they're going to need a stop, I should say, but what can we look for out of Memorial? Are we going to see more blitzes, more stunts? We're kind of playing it straight up. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that they've been more, successful just playing straight up. They're so based on just doing their assignments correctly, and that's what they've been stressing in practice so much the last couple of weeks. is you can't just get beat. Play your position, play it right, and they've done a decent job here this half, especially in the secondary. They've got a couple of interceptions. Marshfield has had not to punt yet, but they've had a couple of interceptions, a couple of negative plays here and there. So I think they're just going to try to stick with their base defense and see if they can come up with the big play again.
1st and 10 Tigers from their own 35. Robinson will operate out of the pistol.
Old Abes in that 52, cover 3. They walk that strong safety up.
Hinson wide left. They'll run the jet sweep near side, still on his feet. Good gain that time for the Tigers, Lucas Halen.
Yeah, Halen broke a couple of tackles there on the perimeter. Good run there to start the series.
His first touch of this football game, and it goes for good yardage and a first down out to the Marshfield 46-yard line. We'll move Rhodey back in the pistol behind the quarterback Robinson. Quick throw, far side, bobble.
That's going to be incomplete.
They wanted to get it to Hinson. Timing just a little bit off, and Hinson of the Tigers fortunate that bobble didn't bounce the ball in the air. The old Abes would have had a pick.
Yeah, really Robinson got it there at the right time. Just as he slammed the brakes and turned for the football, it was there, but he was just unable to bring it back in.
So 2nd and 10 now. Line of scrimmage remains the 46. They'll empty the backfield for Robinson. Now Rhodey moves back behind the quarterback. Busted play there, but Robinson's going to try to make something out of nothing. Abes bring him down right around midfield.
Yeah, you're right. I think that was supposed to go to Rhodey on the handoff, and he just kind of missed him. So he just tucked it up and made him be his lead blocker and still picked up 4 there.
Ben Strayer in on the tackle for the Abes. Knows the football right at the midfield stripe.
Marshfield's still doing a nice job at their offense, just diversifying. Different sets, different formations. Not afraid to throw the football, even though they've been pretty successful with running it.
Pressure coming on Robinson. He steps up and dragged down from behind. Pressure from Luke Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson with his second big play of the night. That may create a punt for Marshfield.
Well, we talked about what the old Abes needed, that being a stop, and you hit it on the head, Sparks, just playing their normal defense. They weren't doing anything exotic, weren't sending the house, anything like that.
Yeah, just solid defense right there. Like you said, just play it up, do your jobs, do your assignments, and they did. And then they're going to force their first punt of the night for Marshfield.
Brody Neff back deep for the Abes. He's standing right around his own 15-yard line. Punt is away, and it's a good one. Neff will back out, and that takes a kick out toward the far sideline, and the Abes will take over on their first possession of this second half. Mutual of Wausau Insurance has been protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualofwausau.com to find an agent near you. Abes will operate from their own 19. Handoff, Shamar Simmons pushing forward across the 20.
Old Abes will stay with that hurry-up offense they like to use.
Gunlock looking near side, caught by Brody Neff across the 30.
Good job by Neff going to high point that one.
He took a pop from Easton Led and then came crashing to the turf, but he bounced right up. First down Abes from their own 31. Simmons.
Ooh, that one closed up in a hurry.
Yeah, it looked like he had a little bit of a crease, but Marshfield defense closed. Give him a gain of 2, maybe 3. Gunlock deep down the sideline, tipped and incomplete. Intended for Julius Clark.
Good job by the free safety there for Marshfield. As he's still down on the field, he kind of hit hard. I'm thinking he just knocked the wind out of himself right there. But
that's Beckett McFarland.
Yeah, McFarland, a great job coming off the hash there, getting a piece of that long one. It's exactly what he needs to do at that safety spot.
He did pop the helmet off. We've got an injury timeout in the field. We'll step aside as well. 8:28 to go, third quarter. Your score, Marshfield 30, Memorial 14. You're watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
Bauer & Feind has been based in Marshfield since 1955. And if you're in business that long, you're obviously doing many things right. We always focus on selling world-class products, backing it up with world-class customer support.
Working with Bauer & Feind Business Technologies has been a pleasure. We have staff on call that we can call if we ever have issues, and the printer usability has been really easy, user-friendly.
Give us a call, visit our website. We'd be happy to come in, talk to you. Maybe there's a way we can help you save some money and work more efficiently.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication.
Memorial looking at a 3rd and 7 from its own 34, trailing 30-14 versus Marshfield.
Again, Marshfield going man-to-man on the receivers with safeties over the top for help.
Gunlock on the rollout, sets up, throws deep down the middle.
Ooh, into double coverage.
Nearly picked off by Preston Hackett. They're trying to find Brody Neff. But again, you talked about that coverage, that deep coverage for Marshfield, and it just looks like the way they're playing it is that they just don't want to get beat over the top.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do, right? They're trying to give everybody playing man-to-man the help they're going to need over the top. Old Abe's completed a few of them the first half for some big plays, but it looks like they made a little bit of an adjustment here at half to try to take some of those deep ones away.
So Memorial will have to punt it away, and Brooks Hinson is standing at his own 34-yard line. Kellen Brown is the Memorial punter. Movement up front, and I think Marshfield jumped.
They're going to call it on the Old Abes. Somebody must have moved to draw them off.
That'll back up the Abes even more, and then Hinson, the returner for Marshfield, now standing at his own 40.
Yeah, a good opportunity here for Marshfield to capitalize on some good field position.
And Marshfield will start this drive in good field position. Leading this one 30-14. Couple other scores to pass along. Early in the third, Hudson has taken the lead over New Richmond, 14-13. Couple scores in the Wisconsin Valley. DC Everest leading at Wausau West 17-14 at a halftime score. Stevens Point leading Wisconsin Rapids 28-6, and a big one in the Clover Belt. A couple of unbeaten teams. Stanley Boyd leading Mondovi 12-6 in the third. Rhodey picking his way through the defense into Abe's territory, close to first down yardage.
Yeah, good pickup of 9 right there. Just running that power off tackle. Make it a short 2nd and 1.
Yeah, Marshfield in no particular hurry. They're one of those teams they can, and we're going to look to see them bleed a fair amount of clock right up the middle. Goes the fullback, Josh Taylor.
Yeah, that's Taylor's best run of the night there. He picked up about 6 right there on that fullback dive. Higdon with the tackle.
In another game, Sparks, where the Memorial defense is on the field for a long time.
Yeah, that's kind of a double-edged sword. One is they're just not making plays to get off the field, but the other part of it is if your offense just goes 3 and out, it gets them right back out there too.
Robinson hands off to Rhodey. The ball is loose. And Rhodey able to get on top of it. You know, the football hitting the turf is such a random thing. It kind of just depends on what side of the ball it lands on. And that time, it just took that bounce right back.
They've had opportunities tonight with those turnovers. Marshfield's put on the turf a couple times.
It's a loss of 2, 2nd and 12. Line of scrimmage is the Old Abes 46. Movement up front. The Abes go across. Were they drawn off?
Nope. Yeah, it'll be on the Old Abes there. Marshfield using that hard count.
So the Tigers get some of that lost yardage back. Instead of 2nd and 12, they're now looking at a 2nd and 7.
Yeah, that keeps everything open in the playbook. Now they can go back to that run game if they want, or play action off that.
Robinson hands it off to Rhodey. Cuts back. Rhodey hauled down at the 35. Bryce Hetke on the tackle.
Yeah, good block on the perimeter there, but they're got a flag down on that one. They're going to call a hold. Not sure who that was on. So he called a holder on the perimeter, but Brody made a nice cut. They got that kickout block, and he had a good run, but now it's going to be brought back with that penalty.
Eau Claire North is up at Superior tonight. We'll try to get a score for you on that one. Huskies will be home next week to host these Old Abes. We'll have it for you right here on Zaleski Sports. Hand off, Hayden Carlson. Did well to get some positive yardage there. He takes it out to midfield.
Yeah, Kane Lyons was right there. He had some good penetrations, brought him down in the backfield.
Third down Tigers, 3rd and long, 3rd and 16.
See if the Old Abes can get some good pressure here now. Get Robinson out of the pocket, maybe, or hopefully contain him in the pocket and get that sack. It's kind of been an issue tonight as Robinson's been able to break, contain, and kind of create on the run.
Hinson split out wide right. They got trips to the right. One receiver left. Robinson back to pass, looking deep over the middle, overshoots his intended receiver. Camden Kolstad.
Yeah, I tried to go with that little man-to-man matchup on the backside. It was just a one-on-one. It was actually pretty decent coverage right there by Ben Strayer.
So that'll bring up a punting situation for Marshfield. So credit the Old Abes defense, Sparks, in this third quarter. They've given up some yardage, but forced a punt on Marshfield's opening drive of the half, and Tigers will be back in punt formation here.
Yeah, back-to-back punts from Marshfield, so Old Abe defense made some adjustments at halftime as it stiffened up.
Jace Frick, who is an offensive lineman, is lined up to punt, and given where they are in the field, somebody in the Memorial sideline is undoubtedly yelling, "Watch the fake." Frick has the snap, gets a good boot away. Neff gonna let that one bounce, and it kicks out of bounds. So the Abes will start their next drive with 5:08 to go in this third quarter. Whether you are starting a business, buying your first home, or saving for college, Security Financial Bank has the bankers who believe in you. Learn more today at sfbank.com, member FDIC. Abes will take it from their own 27.
Actually on the 21. They had to respot that one, Bretto.
That they did. Shamar Simmons breaks into the secondary and gets a good gain on first down.
Yeah, one of the better ones here now, finally in the second half. A little counter there in the backfield. Simmons able to get about 6.
Ethan Richardson helping out on the tackle. Simmons again. More positive yardage for Shamar Simmons.
And a first down. Old Abe's going quick.
Simmons, off right tackle, taken down at the 40.
Pick up a 5 on first down. What the Old Abes are looking to do is stay ahead of the chains. 2nd and 5.
Again, Shamar Simmons. That time he was met right in the hole by the nose tackle Brock Karolfi, who wrestled him down.
Yeah, Karolfi did a good job shedding the block and just stuffing the play. Yeah, late flag after the play was over. We'll see who this one goes against. The Old Abe center is not real happy right now. We'll see if that would happen to be called on him or what. Oh, they did call it against Marshfield.
Referee's microphone not working there, but in any event, it's a personal foul penalty on the Tigers. And after the walk-off, Abes will have it on the Tigers' 45-yard line, 1st and 10.
Well, that explains why that offensive line for the Old Abes was so upset, as he's one who had to take that cheap shot after the whistle.
Gunlock back to pass. Pressure coming, throws over the middle into traffic, incomplete. And it's a good thing he bounced that one because Marshfield had one of its linebackers dropping into coverage there, Ethan Richardson.
Yeah, that one was a dangerous one just because Gunlock was backpedaling. He did not set his feet to throw that one. He was thrown off the backside as he's moving.
And a penalty, and it looks like this one's going to go against the Old Abes. It's a procedure penalty.
Yeah, illegal formation there. Not enough guys lined up on the line of scrimmage that time.
1st and 15 for Memorial. Just over 4 minutes to go in this third quarter. Neither team has scored in the third. Gunlock deep drop. Sets up the screen. Simmons trying to sidestep a couple tacklers. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage and maybe a half yard beyond that.
Yeah, I like that play call, though. You got a lot of pressure coming up front. Slip them out. See if you can't run that screen. Just didn't get the blocks in the secondary.
Simmons up the middle, pushing forward. Marshfield able to push Simmons back. They're going to give him forward progress down to the 42.
Yeah, picked up about 3 right there, but that's going to leave him 3rd and 7.
Ethan Richardson in on the tackle. Gunlock on the roll, throws incomplete. Well defended that time by Brooks Hinson against Julius Clark, and like we mentioned in the first half, those guys match up a lot over the course of a school year on the basketball court, on the football field. 2 competitors, but friends. They play on the same AAU basketball team.
I'll tell you what, Hinson has been just absolutely locked on Clark man-to-man tonight, and that's why you've not heard his name much.
4th and 7, Memorial looking to keep the drive alive. Gunlock steps up, throws, and it's incomplete. Throwing it in the direction of Clark. That pass kind of sailed on Gunlock. So the Tigers will take over with 3:05 left in the third quarter. So those 2 teams have played to a stalemate here in the third quarter.
Yeah, as much as they went up and down the first and second quarter, defense has had the better of it here in the third.
.42-yard line of Memorial is where Marshfield will start this drive out of the pistol. On the ground, Rhodey bounces it to the right.
Wow.
Rhodey still on his feet. Rhodey still going, and then knocked out of bounds in Memorial territory all the way down to the 41, and that was pretty much all on his own.
Good call. That was Rhodey to a T right there. He should have probably lost 2 or 3 yards. He broke about 8 tackles on that one, shaking guys off, and just big run right there for the Tigers.
Mondovi has tied it up at home against Stanley Boyd. And we've got a timeout on the field. We'll step aside as well. You're watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Marshfield football. 1st and 10 from the Eau Claire Memorial 42. Time winding down in this third quarter, 2:55 left. Neither team has scored here in the third. Tigers will keep it on the ground. Hayden Carlson plowing forward. He'll get down to the 40. Gain of a couple. Josh Lorcher, Nick Ledwikowski in on the tackle for the Abes. For an Abes defense that at times this season has kind of worn down in the second half, you kind of like the effort and the execution defensively here in this quarter.
Well, yeah, the term is execution. You know, that's that thing. They've got so much better tonight with that. And again, the score is not indicative of what the defense has done tonight. They've been left with a lot of short fields.
Slipping a tackle there, Hayden Carlson. Nick Ledwikowski thought he had him in the backfield, but Carlson just slithered out of that tackle attempt.
Yeah, that's the problem tonight right now for the Old Abes, that they've had opportunities to tackle Marshfield for losses, 2 or 3 yard losses, and they just can't bring them down. And then sure enough, they're going to pick up positive yardage here.
3rd and 4 now for the Tigers.
And really, they're in 4-down territory, so they could run it here.
I was thinking that same thing, Sparks. Penalty marker comes flying.
False start, so that'll help the Old Abes there. They were just going with that fullback give again, but a false start will move it back to about 3rd and 9 here. That might change our play call right here now. All of a sudden, 3rd and 9.
Yeah, I would think that this would call for a pass.
I might actually put Robinson on the roll. Again, he's such a good runner. Give him that option.
Hinson wide to the left. You're looking his way. They throw to Hinson. Strayer's got him wrapped up.
Yeah, real nice job by Strayer not losing that tackle. Hinson thought he was going to be able to shake him off to get the first down. He does not. That makes it 4th and 2.
Robinson over talking to the coaching staff. They've got their play. They're going to stick with the same personnel.
It looks like their run personnel as Hinson comes off. And they are. They're going to go big here. Unbalanced right.
Taylor directly behind the quarterback, Robinson. Instead, they'll slip it to Carlson. Penalty marker down. Robinson still going. He's taken down around the 25, but
Yeah, and that's going to come back. That's going to be a hold. Seems like every time they really stretch one wide, they're getting somebody with a hold call, and that's going both ways. I mean, Memorial and Marshfield, they really try to stretch that play out. They have trouble with the holding calls.
how to hold without getting caught is a learned skill in the game of football.
It really is, Bob. I mean, we kind of laugh about that, but it's a skill of knowing when to let go. I mean, you're going to start out trying to really lock into a guy, but it's that feeling like, okay, the play has moved on and he's trying to get away. You got to let go. And if you do, you're not going to get that call. The problem is you try to run with him and maintain that grab, you'll get nailed for it.
So 12 seconds remaining.
Marshfield's not real happy with that call.
They will take the timeout. We'll keep it right here with just 12 seconds to go in the quarter. Sparks next week right here, Carson Park. Memorial versus North. It'll be a Huskies home game. It'll be our Zaleski Sports Game of the Week. Our friends Evan Hong and Hayden McClowery will be joining us. We're going to blow it all out for that one.
That'll be fun. Yeah, we'll have a couple extra bodies to work on things and give them a little bit better view of the action and kind of give them more to the game than we normally do. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Always is. You get the crosstown game and looking at another big crowd at Carson Park. And at least from what I'm seeing on the extended forecast, I think we're going to have good weather next week as well. So that always helps.
That's always a positive for that game. Yeah, you want that big crowd here for that crosstown rival, that's for sure.
So Jace Frick standing at his own 41-yard line. Brody Neff is the return man back for the Abes. Frick will boot it away. Another good kick. That one angling towards that far sideline.
Just into the end zone.
Didn't get that last hop. It's like one of your iron shots, Sparks.
No, that was too straight for one of my iron shots.
So with your son Jake being up for the Hall of Fame dedication, here's the question. Did he bring his golf clubs?
He did not. He actually flew in with his in-laws, and so they've been with us all week, which has just been a ton of fun. But you're right, Jake is an avid golfer. He has been all over the place golfing.
Shamar Simmons around right hand. Simmons.
Oh, good hard run.
Diving forward across the 30.
Boy, he had a couple of those in the first half that we talked about, and he brought the wood right there on that last run of the third quarter.
That is the final play of the third quarter. Fourth quarter coming up from Carson Park right here in Zaleski Sports. Tigers 30, Old Abes 14. You're watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
Be ready for your season with Play It Again Sports of Eau Claire. Play It Again Sports is just down the road, south of the 5393 intersection in Eau Claire. Just tell them you saw this commercial on Zaleski Sports and get $5 off any $50 order and $10 when you spend $100. Play It Again Sports, buy, sell, trade, and be ready for your season.
Time to start the fourth quarter here at Carson Park. Marshfield 30, Eau Claire Memorial 14. Both defenses stepping up with some nice play in the third quarter.
Well, big drive here for the old Abes. They need to put something on the board. They could close this to a one-score game.
Nothing doing that time. It'll be a loss of yardage. Shamar Simmons has gone the whole way. We've seen in previous games, Cale Belden, number 23, coming in and carrying the football. Inside reverse. Brody Neff.
Oh, great job out of the secondary.
Really nice open field tackle that time by Beckett McFarland.
McFarland did a great job of reading that one out of the side. He's a safety, folks, and he came up out of that safety spot and only made it for a 6-yard gain. For that one, looked like it had a lot of yardage.
3rd and 4, Memorial. Line of scrimmage, the Abes 37. That pass incomplete.
Tried to get Neff dragging across the field that time in that man-to-man coverage.
There was an opening there, but the quarterback Gunlock had to kind of drop 3 quarters because he had a rusher coming.
And again, yeah, not being able to step into his throw hurt. I tell you what, if he could have dumped that off to Shamar Simmons come out of the backfield, he had plenty of room to pick up the first down.
4th and 4 for the old Abes. Near side
Good
caught.
pitch and catch.
Bryce Hetke.
Hetke, knowing where the first down is, slammed on the brakes about a yard past, goes down to catch that first down, old Abes.
Hetke, again, doing a nice job coming back for the ball, and you said it, Sparks, knowing where the sticks were.
Oh, mishandled. This is trouble.
Unlocked, dropped for a big loss. Simon Daggett came in and wrapped up Gunlock and dropped him. Gunlock just never had a good handle on that ball. Abe's fortunate there they didn't turn it over on the slant. Intercepted. Brooks Hinson taking it back the other way. Hinson down the sideline waiting for his blockers.
He could go here now.
Cuts it back and takes it into the end zone for a Marshfield touchdown.
Yeah, I don't see any flags. Boy, we saw him on the basketball court just maneuver and handle things. He just did the same thing on the football field. He just kind of directed traffic over there, slowed down for his blockers to get in front of him. A couple of cuts later, he gets a pick 6.
Sparks, I think he might be the leading candidate to be our post-game interview.
It's amazing. He was quiet, and all of a sudden he just pops one or does something spectacular just to highlight reel tonight.
3 touchdown catches and an interception return for a touchdown. I'd say that's
That's not bad for only 3 quarters, a little over 3 quarters of play for him.
And one of those bad breaks for the Abes because Julius Clark is laying out to try to catch that ball and try to make a play for his team, and he just couldn't. Got a finger on it.
Yep.
But the ball tipped up instead of down.
Yeah, you're right. He laid out to catch it, thought he had it. It pops through his hands, and you're right. It goes straight up and into Hinson's hands, and he makes him pay.
So Frederick on for the PAT. It is up, and it is good. 10:16 to go. Marshfield now leads Memorial 37-14. You're watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Be part of a Marshfield tradition at Maple Fall Fest, September 14th and 15th. Start each morning with a potato or buttermilk pancake breakfast and shop over 125 handmade arts and craft vendors. Also, make sure to check out the Kids Zone, yummy food court with maple specialties, beer garden, and a comedic grilling show with TV's Mad Dog and Merrill. Don't miss the 32nd Annual Fall Fest, Saturday and Sunday, September 14th.
Another Brooks Hinson touchdown, this one on a pick 6. his 4th touchdown of the game to go along with 3 receiving touchdowns. And Brooks Hinson and the Tigers now firmly in control of this one, 37-14 over Eau Claire Memorial. And again, Sparks, let's go back to early second quarter when Aaron Gunlock tossed a 26-yard TD pass to Julius Clark, and then Gunlock ran in the 2-point conversion. It was 14-8 Memorial.
Yeah, and Memorial looking good. You know, they thought like they're going to take charge here, control the game a little bit, and things have kind of gone the other way. But again, even right there, this start of the fourth quarter, Old Abe ball down just 2 scores, and if they could drive and put one in, they could be back in it. Here again, things are just falling apart.
Sacked. The ball is loose. Who has got it?
A lot of Tigers are on that one.
They're pointing. We have yet to see a signal.
I'm guessing it stays with the Old Abes.
Guys in the stripes.
Yep, nobody's coming off, so somebody from the Old Abes recovered that one.
Well, in that time, Marshfield sent a blitz.
Yeah, they timed that one perfect. You're right.
They hadn't really shown a lot of blitzing so far. It's a loss of 10. Shamar Simmons on the carry.
And just to pick up about 3 on that one, that's going to leave him in third and very long. Third and about 16, 17.
Well, if you're the Abes, you still have plenty of game to finish out here, but you're going to turn your attention to the Crosstown Showdown next week. And I think, you know what, if you're a Memorial fan and you're thinking, well, how are the guys going to respond? Well, I think knowing that you're playing North will get the energy up.
Yeah,
in the locker room,
you're
and
exactly
on the practice
right.
field.
Yeah, you just say North, and that's enough said. You're going to get fired up, and that's all it's going to matter. That's the one game of the year that you never have to worry about getting the kids up for.
Well, and sometimes it's the opposite. You have to get guys to calm down and not
You're right.
not get too wild.
Yeah, play outside themselves rather than just playing football. And again, the Old Abes have not looked bad tonight. They've done some good things offensively. They've moved the football. They got 14 points up on the board. But again, just those big mistakes have come back to hurt them.
The punt from Brown takes an Abes bounce. Tigers will pick it up. Not sure why.
Yeah, that's a good question. Hinson ran into his own teammate there to try to field that football, so that's why there was no flag thrown. He ran into his own player, and then that ball just kept rolling, and I guess the Marshfield kid thought he'd just save the extra distance on the roll.
It was Jackson Anderson, junior cornerback. So it'll be Marshfield football from their own 49, 9 minutes, 22 seconds remaining after the change of possession.
Yeah, great field position, and again, I think I said this before, but I would imagine they'd stay with that run game, try to pound it and just run that clock down and run this out. Of course, last time I said that, they came out and threw it. There's your jet sweep.
Strung out well that time by the Old Abes. They had good coverage near side. Strayer and others in on the tackle. Luke Johnson, good pursuit from his defensive line position.
Yeah, Ryan Schultz that time, he didn't make the tackle, but he sure helped make the play because he really made him belly that back and string it out so the Old Abes could pursue on the out there and come out and get him and hold him just 3-yard gain.
Lucas Halen was the ball carrier that time. He did pick up 3. High formation behind the quarterback, Chase Robinson. Taylor the up back. Deep back is Rhodey.
Better job by the Old up front.
Yeah, it looked like he had a crease that time, but he was stood up and dropped.
Yeah, Luke Johnson again there with the big hit. Only get about 2 or 3 yards on that one. Luke Johnson's had a better game tonight. He's gotten his name called a few times now on that defensive front.
3rd and 5 now for the Tigers. Marshfield in no particular hurry here, as we're under 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and they are leading 37-14. Rhodey Lots of running room. Rhodey still on his feet.
He's going to take it to the house.
Rhodey into the end zone. A 46-yard touchdown jaunt. And the Tigers have opened up a 43-14 lead.
Well, give credit to that Marshfield offensive line. They just created a huge hole for him to get through. He got to that second level, broke a tackle, and just simply ran away from everybody. So a good job up front by the Tigers.
You know, you look at Marshfield, and again, what can a win like this do for the Tigers? You know, one of those nights where they've played a pretty solid game in all three phases, and they've hit some big plays, forced some turnovers. Yeah. I think that same kind of deal. They go into practice on Monday feeling pretty good about themselves.
And they should. I mean, I think the things that have hurt them the previous games have just been things they've done themselves. You know, again, they moved the ball very well last week against a very, very good Rice Lake team. But every time they got down the red zone, they just shot themselves in the foot. You know, left them a lot of third and long and even fourth down. They kept having to go for it, things like that. But tonight they've executed. They've made those big plays. They've had the big runs. So you're right, good week of practice. They're going to feel good about things.
PAT blocked. Memorial getting a lot of pressure, both from the outside up the middle. I think Strayer was
or Johnson, yeah.
Strayer or Johnson. So 43-14 is your score. We'll step aside. You're watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local day spots?
Think about it. New Richmond, Manal,
yeah,
Rice Lake.
I know like all the date spots.
Yeah, and you think about all the different techniques he's got to have in his repertoire, right? All the arrows in his quiver, and he's got all of them here today.
I mean, medium well. Do you want it rare? Special orders, pickles, no pickles, ketchup, no ketchup.
You know, what we're seeing here, Paul, the spatula control is unreal.
Yeah, it's one of those deals where he's got absolutely no beef. He's just focused on doing his job. Yeah, I mean, without these cooks, everyone would just truly be fried.
Sims over at that. Marshfield now leading Eau Claire Memorial 43-14. Tigers in good shape to pick up their first win of the season. Frederick will kick it away. And that one's going to sail to the end zone. That's a heck of a weapon.
He has got a
like Frederick.
He's got a college leg, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
He gets the height, he gets the distance, and it's making the offense start at the 20 and not get those good returns.
Frederick's kick goes into the end zone for a touchback.
So Aaron Gunlock will remain at quarterback. First and 10, Abes.
That ball's in play. They're going to snap and go.
Here goes Shamar Simmons. He's got blockers ahead of him. Shamar
take
Simmons
it to the house.
Down the sideline to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Memorial.
How about that? Marshfield huddled on the sideline, and the officials were tired of waiting for him, so they simply blew the ball in play, and Memorial just hurried up and snapped it and let Simmons go opposite where they were, and he simply outraced him to the end zone. Boy, you don't see that one every day.
I've seen a lot of high school football.
I'm going to agree.
You have as well.
I've never
Have you
seen
ever
that.
seen that.
I've never seen it either. Like you said, but you and I have been around football our lives, and to have a team not get off the sideline and snap the ball.
Wow. That was absolutely something. A couple of Marshfield guys were hustling, trying to make a play. Abes will go for two. Gunlock.
Quarterback draw.
Getting to the end zone.
Here comes a hold.
And all kinds of
laundry
penalty markers come flying. I think every guy with a yellow flag tossed it. Boy, I'm just still going back to that Simmons 80-yard deep.
Yeah, if it wasn't 43-14 at the time, I got a feeling Marshfield would just be livid of how they let that happen. But, you know, again, fortunately for Marshfield, they're up still 23 points. But, yeah, that was a strange scenario right there.
I'm going to guess at the 25-year high school reunion for the class of 2025, they're going to say, hey, Shamar, remember that time
Remember
we
when?
ran the play and the defense wasn't on the field?
That was their best play all year.
Again, it's just, boy,
crazy,
oh boy,
crazy.
the things you see. It makes the score 43-20. Abes will still go for 2. Gunlock.
Little fade.
Deep. And Brody Neff is there.
Good.
2-point conversion. How about that?
Good route by Brody Neff right there in that man coverage. Little back shoulder throw, adjusted, made the good catch.
So Memorial closes the gap a bit. It's 43-22. 7:26 remaining in this one. We'll step aside. You're watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eclair.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Back at Carson Park, 7 minutes, 26 seconds to go. Old Abes cutting into that Marshfield lead. Shamar Simmons breaking off an 80-yard TD run and then a 2-point conversion pass. Aaron Gunlock to Brody Neff. Abes, we speculated, Sparks, in commercial. They're going to try an onside kick, and
here it
based
comes.
on this, here we go. See how Kellen Brown handles this. And it's covered nicely by the Tigers. They had the hands team up there. And it was Alex Pilsner.
Pilsner, yeah, did a great job of fielding that one. Make sure he got up for that second hop. But your answer to that, we talked about, like I said, off the air, your answer is why not, right? Exactly right. You're down 21 and you're 0-3. Let's go. Let's try the onside kick, see if we can't get it back.
A final from the Big Rivers Conference tonight, Sparks. New Richmond 19, Hudson 14.
Ooh.
New Richmond stays unbeaten.
Is that Hudson's back-to-back loss now?
Yes, it is. Ooh. Boy, we saw the Raiders in week 1, and boy, were they impressive. But it just goes to show you how tough the Big Rivers is.
Yeah, it's so balanced.
Tigers will keep it on the ground.
Yeah, that's a good run right there for the Tigers. Like I said, just keep it on the ground, chew up that clock, pick up about 6 there.
Looks like the Tigers have rotated some second teamers in there.
Yeah, up 21 with 7 minutes to play. You're right. Marshfield Tigers bringing in some reserves. Reserve quarterback in here now.
That's Lucas Halen, who's the QB. A running back drop behind the line of scrimmage. Gus Chumas on the tackle.
Yeah, your backup quarterback's also one of your star wings or wide receivers out there. So he just slides back at that quarterback position. But he is just a sophomore, so he's probably going to step into that role.
Coach Dennis Gadel doing some substituting on this Tigers offense. Quarterback Lucas Halen taking his time. Hand off to the deep man in the eye who's stacked up and pushed back. So they're going to spot him. They're going to give him forward progress. So right around the 45-yard line, but it's 4th down now for the Tigers.
Yeah, and they'll bring in the punt team right there. Good job by the old Abe up front there, led by Chumas and others. Linebackers came hard on that run play to stuff it.
I'll say this about the Abes. There's no quit. They're still competing. They're still playing hard. They're, kind of using that next play mentality and not getting caught up on what the scoreboard says. So credit to them and their coaching staff for just being out here and competing. That one, the punter, Fick, pops it up in the air.
That'll go at about 25, 24-yard line there.
So the Abes have 5 minutes and 15 seconds to work with. They'll keep their number one offense out there. Abes ball from their own 25. Gunlock with time. To the near side, Hetke. Taken down. They'll rule him inbounds now.
And Hedke's still down here on the sideline.
We'll get the timeout.
Yeah, timeout for injury here as they're going to take a look at Hedke as he went out of bounds, a little awkward. Well, good to see him get up.
Coming to his feet. And
yeah, he'll have to come out for one play there. A little hobbled.
So 5 minutes, 3 seconds to go. We've got a timeout on the field. We'll step aside as well. You're watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now. Paul, what we're looking for today first is that basic shopper, the one that's going to go for fruit that's in season right now, because those are the easy picks.
Eau Claire Memorial football, 2nd and 2. Operating from their own 33. Gunlock, near side. Clark, diving catch.
Good enough for a first down.
Couple finals coming in the Wisconsin Valley. DC Everest winning at Wausau West 24-14. So Everest 2-0 in the WVC. Cloverbelt, Stanley Boyd takes over first place. An 18-12 win over Mondovi. Battle of unbeaten teams there. Pass to Brody Neff, who's taken down just short of midfield. Over the middle, caught. First down, Abes.
Jacob Moretto.
Yeah.
His first touch of the night. A good little look, though, run that little seam route out of that wing back right there. And Marshfield's going to use the timeout as the Old Abes are moving the ball quick.
Jacob Moretto is pretty fired up.
Yeah, I think he likes that position now. He's been mainly just a defensive guy and had a chance right there at that wing, ran that little seam route, caught it, and picked up some good yards.
Kate Marshall, can we take a 30-second timeout here? Take a break? Okay, we're back in a bit. You're watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
Paul, what we're looking for today first is that basic shopper, the one that's going to go for fruit that's in season right now, because those are the easy picks. The raspberry, the strawberry, the blueberry. But the experts, the one who are going to get the job done today and shine bright on a day like today, those are the ones shopping for the mangoes.
And when you think about vegetables at the grocery store, really there's a lot at stake, because at this point your next stop is the meat market. You don't want to be chicken when you go ahead and pick out your vegetables. You got to make sure you got the right pairing.
When you double clutch on your list, that's when things quickly spiral out of control.
Eau Claire Memorial 1st and 10 from the Marshfield 40. Low snap, Gunlock, flips it out to Simmons. Simmons with a nice catch. Shamar Simmons, the cutback, taken down at the 30.
Should be just enough. No, maybe just a half a yard short, but there's that route again we talked about earlier in the game. I mentioned, boy, if you could find Simmons kind of running that wheel route out of the backfield, and that time they finally found him.
Solid tackle, John Sternweiss pass, near side, caught by Julius Clark.
First down, Old Abes. Coming up on 4 minutes left in the game, the Old Abes are driving.
Gunlock.
Miscommunication
there. Neff ran the slant in.
And he thought he was running the fade.
It does stop the clock, 3:55 to go. Clock is not on the Abes side. However, they score quickly here.
Back to another onside attempt.
You know, again, they're giving themselves a chance. You know, and after that Hinson pick six and that Rhodey long touchdown run have been really easy for the Abes just to pack it in, but they're competing. Gunlock down the sideline.
Did Julius Clark
has it.
An acrobatic catch right along the sideline.
Nice job that time by the QB Gunlock. He avoided the rush, picked out a receiver, and nice touch pass to Julius Clark.
First and goal from the 10.
On the slant, incomplete. Just a little bit ahead of Brody Neff on the slant, but that was there. Clock stops, 3:37 left.
Just needed to get rid of that one sooner and closer to the hash. Kind of led him into that free safety that time. And even if he would have caught it, he would have had a heck of a collision right there.
Gunlock to the end zone, caught! Touchdown, Memorial.
Nathan Andorfer for the Old Abes.
So Gunlock, another touchdown pass for him. Nathan Arndorfer on the receiving end. So after no scoring in the third, 2 touchdowns by Marshfield, 2 touchdowns by the Abes. Still 3:32 left.
Going for 2 here. Little handoff inside. Simmons.
Jamar Simmons into the end zone, 2-point conversion. And we have got a 13-point ball game with 3:32 left. You are watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Bauer & Feind has been based in Marshfield since 1955. And if you're in business that long, you're obviously doing many things right. We always focus on selling world-class products, backing it up with world-class customer support.
Working with Bauer & Feind Business Technologies has been a pleasure. We have staff on call that we can call if we ever have issues, and the printer usability has been really easy, user-friendly.
Give us a call, visit our website. We'd be happy to come in.
Eau Claire Memorial lining up for another onside kick. Old Abes trailing the Tigers of Marshfield 43-30. 3:32 remaining. Onside kick coming from Kellen Brown. It scoots
out of bounds.
Sideline out of bounds. They just didn't get that last little kick.
And he didn't get 10 yards, so that was the issue there too. He's got to at least get it 10 yards so they could get on it. And unfortunately, he only kicked it 8. So Marshfield will start again in great field position.
3:32 left in the clock now. See if the Tigers go back to their starters.
Yeah, we talked about that off air after the Old Abes cut that lead down to just 13 here. We kind of thought that that's it. They're going to come back with the ones and try to finish this thing. And that looks like that's exactly the case here.
Starting quarterback Chase Robinson back in.
And that first O-line is back in.
Carlson, the running back, is back in, as is the fullback Josh Taylor. Going to keep it on the ground. Carlson sweeping to the far side. Runs through a tackle. And gets bumped out of bounds along the far sideline. Zach Higdon credited with the tackle, but a good gain on first down for Hayden Carlson.
Yeah, pickup of 9 there. Just leaves it second and short.
Carlson listed as 5'7", 185. So that's that bowling ball type running back that's really hard to bring down.
Yeah, I'd say easily 185 because he is put together.
Just a sophomore.
Yeah, look for Tigers to go up the middle here to keep that clock running. And there it is, the fullback give.
Up the middle goes Josh Taylor. You know, you look at this Marshfield lineup, and they've got some playmakers. They've got some real talent, and you know, they will head into next week with a 1-1 conference record. You know, and feeling okay. Hey, you're giving yourself a chance.
Yeah, and look at who they played, you know, non-conference. We talked about that out there a little bit. New Richmond went 7-6 they lost, and you see what New Richmond's doing in the Big Rivers. They're just creasing people. So, again, another opportunity there that Marshfield could have had. So they've played some very, very good teams tough. And now tonight they're going to come away with their victory. Oh,
up the middle, Rhodey diving for the end zone touchdown.
And again, just breaking tackles in the secondary. He's done that all night.
Graydon Rhodey, his second touchdown run of the half. Rhodey going 32 yards for the score. Keegan Frederick on for the PAT. Frederick's kick is up and good. Marshfield, 50. Eau Claire Memorial, 30. 2:32 remaining. We'll have it for you after this. You're watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
Be ready for your season with Play It Again Sports of Eau Claire. Play It Again Sports is just down the road, south of the 5393 intersection in Eau Claire. Just tell them you saw this commercial on Zaleski Sports and get $5 off any $50 order and $10 when you spend $100. Play It Again Sports, buy, sell, trade, and be ready for your season.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call to your first sip to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that...
Back to live action once again. Keegan Frederick boots that ball into the end zone. So the Old Abes will take it at their own 20 with 2:32 to go. We got a final from Superior, Dave Sparger, and it's the Eau Claire North Huskies knocking off the Superior Spartans 42-19. So next week's Crosstown Showdown, Huskies will have a 1-1 record in the Wisconsin Valley.
Yeah, they picked up their first win of the year tonight, and obviously an impressive fashion.
Abes will look to regroup. Again, motivation should not be a problem for the Old Abes. Abes rolling in some subs in this one. Marcus Holmberg is now in at quarterback.
Zach Johnson there on the carry. That'll go with the Old Abes with a false start there.
False start call on the Old Abes. It's a 5-yard penalty. Will remain second down.
Time winding down in this one. And some tough running up the middle that time.
Yeah,
Zach Johnson again.
Yep. A couple of good runs from here for him here to end this one.
Back to pass. Holmberg deep ball.
Again, miscommunication there and what route he was running.
Josh Lorcher, the intended receiver, but actually there were 3 Tigers closer to the football.
Yeah, Lorcher kind of broke that one off, and unfortunately thought he was going deep.
So with 1:03 left, Abes will go for it here on 4th down. Busted play, and quarterback will be dropped. A penalty marker is thrown as Holmberg. That play just didn't look good from the get-go.
Face mask against the Tigers. The Old A's will be able to keep the football and keep the drive alive.
Well, this is at least, if you're going to look at this from the Old Abe's silver lining perspective, their highest point total of the season. Again, you like the compete, you like the hustle, but they're a team that doesn't have much of a margin for error, and a couple key mistakes, mishaps at certain times. Teams that have a lot of talent on the roster, like Marshfield, are going to take advantage. But you know what we do with record books in the North Memorial matchup, Sparks. We toss them right out the window. Holmberg down the seam, and that one's incomplete. Try to connect with Lorcher. 51 seconds remaining. Well, I get a feeling the north side is going to turn out next week. Coming off a big win. Good carry along the near side.
Yeah, Zach Johnson again.
Johnson into Tiger territory, taken down at the 45.
I kind of like what Memorial's done here. They've actually kept their first line in here and just brought in the reserves as far as their wide receivers, running backs, and quarterback. So it gets them a chance to be successful with that first line still in front of them.
Holmberg over the middle, incomplete.
Yeah, Moretto didn't get its head around fast enough.
Yeah, it looked like he turned one way and the pass was on his other hip.
Yeah, and Holmgren had gotten rid of it. He just couldn't find it when he turned around.
28 seconds left.
Johnson
Holmberg
again.
Hands to Johnson. Fighting for yardage. Drop down at the 43 of Marshfield.
Old Abe should be able to get one more playoff because they move it pretty quick out of the huddle or no huddle and up to the line.
Holmberg launching one deep.
Well, it should have been intercepted, but dropped, and it leaves 1 second on the clock.
Dalton Hagan, the defensive back, is going to be on the bus back to Marshfield thinking, how on earth did I not get that one?
He may not come across an easier interception than what he just had chance for one right there.
He was actually playing it more like a receiver.
Yeah, absolutely.
Once again, the Memorial receiver broke off the pattern, and Holmberg launched one deep. Final play of the game, 1 second to go. Holmberg will launch one deep again. He's got a man, a lot of contact, and no flags thrown. Marshfield defeats Eau Claire Memorial 50-30. An entertaining football game here at Carson Park, but the Tigers pick up their first win of the season. They are now 1-3 overall, 1-1 in the Wisconsin Valley Conference. Eau Claire Memorial, despite putting up 30 points, drops to 0-4 overall, 0-2 in the WVC, and looking at a game against the crosstown rivals next week, Eau Claire North. Spargs, kind of a mixed bag for the Abes. Some good, some not so good, but I think enough positives that they can move forward and have a good week of practice and put on an entertaining battle next week against the Huskies.
Yeah, I think you said it right. Really just kind of that mixed bag is, it's a lot of the what ifs. What if they didn't get that safety, with the interception and brought it out to the 1 yard line, and then the safety, and then having to kick and gave up the big play, and the big play before half with no time basically left on the clock, and a lot of what ifs because the old A's were able to move the football, like you said, 30 points tonight for the offense, a season high, but again, defensively, just not able to make enough plays. They did force about 3 or 4 punts tonight, but boy, they just get snake bitten on big plays, big runs, or a big pass that just cost them way too many points defensively.
Brooks Hinson of the Tigers, 4 TDs, 3 receiving, 1 on a pick 6. Graydon Rohde had a couple of long touchdown runs. Old Abes got their touchdowns on a 26-yard pass from, first off, they got a Shamar Simmons touchdown run. He had a pair of TDs. Aaron Gunlock, touchdown passes to Julius Clark and Nathan Arndorfer. Fun ball game, Spargs. The Tigers just made more big plays.
Yeah, it was entertaining. You're exactly right. The first half, the offense has really moved the football. Third quarter, a very defensive battle as they made adjustments at halftime. But, boy, when that fourth quarter rolled around, it was back and forth and big plays and both teams putting up points. And unfortunately for the old Abes, they came on the short end again.
Coming up next, the post-game show brought to you by Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Rely on the experience of our sports medicine team when you have any sports-related injury or issue. You can count on prompt, proper diagnosis and a customized treatment plan to meet your goals. Their orthopedic surgeons and our athletic trainers serve your athlete in Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls, and western Wisconsin. That is coming up next. You are watching high school football on Zaleski Sports.
Hip impingement and hip labral tears are common causes of hip and groin pain and are often the result of repetitive use from crouching sports or trauma. Today, we are visiting Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Dr. Carlson, a partner with Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, is in the forefront of using a newer procedure called hip arthroscopy, which allows minimally invasive access to a joint and treatments to problems never addressed before. Using hip arthroscopy, Dr. Carlson is able to repair tissue without dislocating the hip and without replacing it.
Hip arthroscopy is where a surgeon takes a camera on the end of a long wand, which we call a scope, and through a small poke hole incision in your skin, delivers that scope into a joint. In this particular case, we're talking about hip arthroscopy, where that scope would be put in the hip joint. The hip joint first has to be dislocated or the ball and socket pulled apart. When that's pulled apart, we can access the joint and look around and do the work we're talking about doing. Once inside the joint, through other portals, we call them, those poke holes that we use to access the joint, we can use other instruments, again on the end of a long wand, to perform the work inside the joint. Things like repairing the cartilage rim of the socket, called a labrum, fixing cartilage defects or problems on the head of the ball or the lining of the socket, repairing tissue around the hip, such as ligaments or a capsule, repairing tendons that attach to the hip, or releasing them if need be, depending on the particular problem.
Dr. Carlson's goal is to eliminate the segment of untreated patients or patients with delayed treatment who have curable hip pathology, educating potential patients and their providers that these symptoms are not things they need to live with or that they are not from their back or groin pulls or early arthritis. Few orthopedic surgeons are operating on hips through a scope because it is a newer and technically difficult surgery. Therefore, certain diagnoses may be missed by physicians not familiar with these newer treatment options.
Patients I see with hip joint pain that can be fixed and not just replaced can range from their mid-teens or younger teens to 50, 60 years old. In the past, patients who had labral tears in their hip We're told that they may have some pre-arthritis or an early arthritic problem. They may be told that they were just prone to frequent groin pulls in the sport of their choice. And taking some time away from their sport, they may sometimes be able to return to the sport with just continued pain. And fortunately now, with our knowledge of the concept of labral tears and our ability to treat that problem, we can take people who are otherwise just waiting 20 years to undergo a hip replacement, or just feeling that they can't ever participate in that activity because they'll just keep getting groin pulls. We can take that person, we can make them better, we can fix their problem, we can bring them back to their sport, and allow them to continue to develop as an athlete or as a worker or whatever particular activity they're trying to do where that hip was affecting them.
Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine has been committed to the healthcare needs of patients in western Wisconsin for over 45 years. Their success and reputation as an outstanding orthopedic clinic can be attributed to the teamwork of their friendly, knowledgeable physicians and staff.
Here at Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, we have 12 partners, orthopedics, neurosurgery, non-operative spine, and foot and ankle. We really pride ourselves in listening closely to the patients and hearing what they're saying, spending a lot of time engaging in the conversation of what is really bothering that person.
After meeting with the patient, Dr. Carlson determined that his difficulties had all been related to painful hip impingement.
It was incredibly important for me to meet with a doctor that understood sports and athletics and kind of just how I wanted to continue that lifestyle instead of just kind of shutting it down. So meeting with someone like Dr. Carlson was incredibly important to me because he understood how I still wanted to be active after a surgery and still wanted to maintain my daily lifestyle.
While visiting with Dr. Carlson, we learned that he grew up skiing and continues to ski competitively across the country and also enjoys hunting, fishing, and hiking. He is passionate that his patients' goals are his goals. Whether it is getting them back to playing with their kids, working aggressively, or competing in sports, his patients are more active and enjoy their lives.
When I see those people so happy with themselves, so happy with their decision to have this fixed or to go through this process, as scary as it sometimes is, if you don't know what's on the other side, it's so satisfying for me.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Graydon Rohde of the Marshfield Tigers, as well as Brooks Hinson. Brooks, let's start with you. 4 touchdowns tonight, 3 receptions, 1 pick six. I want to go back to that pick six because you took the ball. You're going down that far sideline. You almost came to a complete stop waiting for your blockers. How did you see that play develop?
Honestly, the receiver just dropped in. It came right to me. And I just waited for my blockers to get ahead of me, and I just made a play.
And then 3 touchdown passes. That one right before the half was big. And we were kind of thinking up in the booth that you guys might take a shot. How did you see that play develop?
They called verts, and our quarterback threw a perfect pass, and they caught it. Scored a touchdown.
Graydon, let's bring you in here, too. You ran hard all night. You had some nice creases. You got some yards after contact. How did you see things develop from your perspective back there as tailback?
Blockers did well, saw the hole, just hit it as hard as I can, and yeah, I was gone.
What can a game like this do for you guys going forward? Now you're even in the conference, 1-1, so you still have that shot to become playoff eligible. But what do you guys want to focus on going forward?
Probably getting better every day, you know. Yeah, that's about it.
How about you? I mean, same kind of deal. It's a totally different mood. I'm guessing it's a good bus ride back to Marshfield, and when you guys get together and you have your practice on Monday, I'm going to guess energy's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. This definitely helps with motivation. I know a couple guys were down, but it's got our energy up, and we're going to have a great week of practice.
You guys get to be the Lesky Sports Highlight House, so remember how this works.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to hand you the microphone. Look up at our buddy Cade Marshall up there.
I'll say my name first, he says it. I'm Brooks Henson.
I'm Graydon Rohde.
And we're in the house.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Much appreciated. Hey, good luck the rest of the way. We'll see you on the basketball court.
Yeah.
Take care, guys. Good luck to the Marshfield Tigers the rest of the way. Dave Sparger, Cade Marshall will be joined by Evan Hong and Colin McClowry next week. Evan and Colin are usually our Eau Claire North broadcast crew, but we're all going to join forces next week for the Crosstown Showdown right here at Carson Park, Memorial at North. We'll have it covered for you right here on Zaleski Sports. For our producer, videographer, Cade Marshall, and my color commentator, Dave Sparger, I'm Bob Bradovich, saying good night from Carson Park in Eau Claire.